Previously on Magic Emperor, our hero shattered the arcane barrier, survived the impossible trials, unleashed power, while the system crumbled and the enemy loomed larger than ever. And now, the story continues.
The Shui family's fury erupts. Qing Ming trembles on the brink. A guard shouts King Heir to summon the emperor. King Heir bursts onto the square, his gaze locked on the Shui manor. His arrival forces the Shui clan into a sudden standoff, turning a simmering feud into a city-wide battle. The crowd parts, armor clanking, a storm of steel about to break. He then commands the hunt for the missing, igniting fresh dread. King Heir slams his palm onto the marble pedestal, eyes igniting. He roars that the chaos ends now and orders the returned. The shout ricochets across the courtyard, cornering the Shui clan.
Yal roars, Shadow Palm. A dark wave erupts from his palm, rippling across the ground like midnight water. The force slams into the Shui defenders, sending them sprawling. Gasps echo as his deadly skill is revealed.
Shadow Palm.
Shui steadies himself, eyes narrowing, preparing a counterstrike. The counter looms, a clash of titans about to erupt. A wide-eyed child yells, all blazing, "He's unstoppable! I never imagined such power." The kid's shout spreads like wildfire, lifting Shui's troops' morale while sowing dread among the Shui ranks. Morale becomes a weapon, tipping the scales of the showdown. Yal unleashes his signature Shadow Palm, a dark wave rippling from his hand and shattering the Shui defenders, while Shui Yifan snarls, demanding the Shui gang reveal their true strength. Shui freezes, eyes widening, his swagger shattering as AI Hua's whispered secret gnaws at his scheme. The Shui elder's chilling warning reverberates, promising doom for Qing Ming City if the feud erupts. The air crackles with impending disaster. Wang goes headless, verdict echoes. Mr. Shui's vow of relentless death hangs heavy. The courtyard erupts into a tense standoff, each clan's fate hanging on a fragile, blood-stained truce. The future trembles, uncertain, as swords glint in the fading light. They stabbed him in the back, and now they'll pay. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
Death hangs over the city like a blade. Shui Yifan lunges, "Don't kill him!" at the guard sealing the hidden gate. The guard snarls, "What? They're all your enemies." Yifan's eyes flash. He warns, "If that captive dies, the whole continent will burn." The crowd holds its breath. The gate trembles. Yifan's only hope is the secret passage. The guard's stare hardens, and the clock ticks toward chaos. Yifan snarls, "Why hide the prisoner from the start? It's already too late." The guard's grin fades. "They're not just my foes. They're yours now," he growls. "Only one outcome awaits. Death." Yifan's jaw tightens. The standoff sharpens into a deadly edge. The guard's words echo, sealing the inevitable clash. Ganger refuses to retreat. He lunges forward, heart blazing. His charge shatters an 8th chi formation, destabilizing the enemy's magical array. The foes stagger, buying precious seconds for Yifan to seal the hidden way. Courage ignites the battlefield. The commander's voice booms, "However, no matter who you are,
Anyone who offends the Shui family in Qing Ming City won't produce anything good."
Mira snatches the torn scroll, waving it high. "Look, the map!" she cries. The team crowds around, tracing the bone-forged routes. Footsteps thunder outside. The patrol draws near. They memorize the symbols, hearts racing, before the tunnel seals. A distant shout erupts. Yifan's eyes snap to the echo, guard signal for the patrol. He urges the group onward, breath shallow, as footsteps thud closer. Amid the chaos, the towering summit of the bone-forging realm looms ahead, pulsing with power. The cavern bursts open, revealing a colossal spire of bone-forged stone. Yifan's breath catches. The height shimmers with raw energy. This power could resurrect his shattered empire. The party stands at the precipice, each heartbeat a question. Ascend or retreat? Shui Yifan darts through the hidden alcove, brandishing the torn scroll that sketches the bone-forging realm. Behind them, the patrol bellows, racing to seal the gateway. The race against time ignites. Myra's tears glisten. The child clutches her frayed scarf, symbols of fragile hope. Yifan swears to shield them, staking his trust against the looming threat that could snatch his sister away. The cavern opens into a massive bone-forged spire, humming with ancient power. Echoes of grow louder, sealing the exit. Their escape teeters on a razor-thin thread, lives hanging in the balance. The screen is fading. Hit subscribe on Manwa with Hari before it's gone. Shui Yanlong's bargain saved his son, yet it cursed his entire lineage. He prowls the shadowed Shui clan hall, eyes darting over the cold stone tiles. The thunder of Wescan armor reverberates as a disciplined squad bursts through the doorway, their commander planting his boots for a forced audience. The air tightens like a snare. Every heartbeat could seal the clan's destiny. Yanlong clenches his jade blade, veins pulsing with resolve. A brazen challenger steps forward, voice sharp, demanding that he prove the weight of his claim. A cold voice slices the silence, demanding the head of the house. The speaker emerges from the darkness, bowing just enough to show respect, eyes locked on Yanlong. A desperate shout pierces the chaos. "Don't kill him!" The assembly hesitates. A trembling youth steps forward, eyes darting, as a stern figure demands, "Kid, what's your name?" The boy stammers, his voice barely a whisper, yet the answer could pivot alliances. The room holds its breath, waiting for the hidden link that could change everything. Zhu Oven steps into the fray, voice booming, "I'm alone, and revenge means nothing to me. I'll stand as Zhu Oven." A challenger retorts, "All right, Malone. Will you protect her no matter the cost?" The declaration forces every faction to weigh his loyalty, and the decision could decide who lives when the battle erupts. Yanlong forces the 10-move contract, hurling a massive arching blast that obliterates the third-grade spirit weapon, catapulting the clash into a deadly, high-stakes showdown. The desperate child teeters between vengeance and protection, his world on the brink as Zhu Oven vows to shield him while Yanlong snarls, ready to end the boy's life regardless of pleas. With the spirit weapon shattered and the 10-move pact sealed, both factions stare into the exposed arena, each wondering which side will survive the next decisive strike. They counted him out, but we know better. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to follow the journey. The seasoned bone-forging master feels the arena quake as the kid smashes his moon will shield. Power drains from his veins, and his voice cracks with a desperate roar. The boy stays stone-cold, stare locked on the shattered rim. One false move could erase the master's hard-won honor. The child clenches the moon will tighter, muscles coiled for the coming blow. The boy flashes a second-grade defensive spirit treasure on his forearm, then declares the moon wheel is his sole weapon. He knows the relic can slice like a blade, yet he has no other skills to fall back on. The master now confronts an opponent whose entire offense hinges on one delicate artifact. The master eyes the child's razor-sharp weapon, muttering that such a blade is too dangerous to gamble with. He throws down a gauntlet, daring the boy to advance. The arena holds its breath, tension coiling like a spring. Desperation claws at the master as he braces for the 10-move onslaught.
"See the sharp blade, and you expect me to gamble?" The boy steps forward, moon will humming with lethal promise.
The boy lands on the arena stones, moon will thrumming with raw energy. The master summons bone fury, fists sparking with crimson light. The crowd collectively inhales, waiting. The child lifts the treasure, primed to unleash the first of 10 moves. The child detonates his moon wheel, a blur of silver that slices a clean arc, cleaving the master's bone-forged fist in half. The veteran crumples to his knees, breathless, and mutters his surrender. The child's startled gasp flips into fierce triumph as his father's humiliating shouts fade into silence. The master's pride shatters, his voice locked by a lingering glyph, and the arena trembles with awe. The 10-move rule hangs heavy, the master's defeat echoing across the arena. A new challenger steps into the shadows, eyes gleaming, promising a deadly reckoning that could upend the fragile balance of power. Be a legend. Hit the button. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. He escaped his father's mercy. Sword now thirsts for destiny. Yifan flips the on readout blinks at 80%. He turns to his father, voice low. You spared me, right? The elder nods, a silent promise. That mercy bought Yifan a second chance, and the Shui clan's bloodthirst now gathers on the horizon. Mr. Shui lumbers, each wild slash cleaving anyone near. He snarls. Without my father's mercy, you'd be dead, demon emperor. His arrogance fuels the duel's tension. Yifan smirks, feeling the heat, and readies his lightning-fast strike.
Listen, if it wasn't for my father's mercy you would have died from the start.
Yifan snarls. Your father's half-hearted mercy would have earned a guillotine. No! What's happening? Yifan roars, his voice cracking. He declares he's fought enough, clashing with the Shui patriarch, his brother nearly erasing the whole clan. Fatigue burns his veins, but his resolve sharpens. The city walls shudder, echoing his desperate vow. Each battle leaves a sting of her scorn. No wonder she hates me whenever I fight for her. Yifan mutters, the weight of conflict heavy in his chest. The bitter feeling fuels his promise to shield the one who matters. A distant mountain beast roars, promising a greater threat. Without the Inger, we cannot explain the disaster to you Ming Valley. The father bellows. Yifan snaps. Silence. I have a plan. After a tense pause, Yifan rises, voice firm. When I slay the mountain beast, I'll free you and end this pact. Shui Wanlong grips his weapon, eyes narrowed. Shui Ningxia nods, trusting his vow. The stakes soar. Defeating the beast is their only path to escape. Their fate now rides on Yifan's speed and the looming clash. Finish the beast, then I take you out. The mountain beast erupts, shaking the valley as battle ignites. Shui Yifan darts through the secret tunnel, shadows carving the stone with each stride. He bursts into the beast's awakening lair, eyes blazing, vowing to fell the colossal monster and sever the Shui family's deadly pact forever. He bears the crushing weight of his father's hatred and Shui Ningxia's frantic pleas. Each strike teeters between redeeming his honor and shattering the fragile ties that bind him to both families. The beast roars, its massive shadow swallowing the city. Shui Yifan's promise hangs on a knife edge as the Shui siblings stare, torn between salvation and ruin. That impact was felt through the screen. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari for more. The Emperor's betrayal triggers a hidden quicksand, swallowing the path in an instant. Zhou Yifan and Miss Shui stand at the concealed river entrance. The ground cracks, black sand gushes out, sealing the way to the 9 serenities. Zhou Yifan feels his old rage flare. Miss Shui shouts to move, but the sand rushes forward. They scramble to stay on solid ground. The sand still rises, forcing them to find higher ground fast. Zhou Yifan leaps onto a nearby boulder, using his remaining demonic power to push back the sand. Miss Shui pulls a rope, anchoring it to a tree to create a barrier. The sand slides over the rope, slowing its flow. The group pauses on a dry outcrop, water splashing nearby. Miss Shui looks at the murky flow and asks if there's a river where she can wash. Zhou Yifan glances at the quicksand's edge, noting the water's direction. The question highlights their need for clean water and a safe route. It matters because dehydration could weaken them before confronting the trap. Hey, is there a river near where I can wash? Their curiosity sparks a deeper debate about cultivators' honor. Zhou Yifan ponders the moral line, wondering where righteous cultivators go if demons feel shame. He voices the doubt aloud, stirring the group's thoughts.
Zhou Yifan points to the dark woods ahead and orders the guide to stay put. He warns that peeking inside could trigger more traps. The guide hesitates but obeys, keeping the group together. This prevents the party from splitting and walking into an unseen snare. Their cohesion is crucial for crossing the river safely. You go to the forest, don't peek. The guide's eyes flicker toward the trees, foreshadowing a secret path. Miss Shui steps away from the mud, clutching her robe, and declares she won't watch any more of the unripe fruit spilling from the river. She fears the strange fruit will poison them if they eat it. Zhou Yifan glances at the dark pool ahead and mutters that the place looks dangerous. He tightens his grip on his weapon, aware that the quiet surface may hide the dreaded quicksand. Recognizing the risk prompts the group to ready their defenses. Their reaction will determine if they survive the trap. That place looks dangerous. The hidden quicksand begins to stir, ready to claim its victims.
The party spots a cryptic carving on a rock, the comic, and follows it to a silvery stream that masks quicksand, while Miss Shui confronts her doubts. Miss Shui gains confidence as Zhou Yifan's teasing eases tension, yet her fear of being unripe threatens her resolve, forging a fragile bond between them. The dark pool ahead looms, its calm surface hiding quicksand, while the mysterious comic clue hints at a greater peril awaiting their next step. Don't make me ask twice. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The diamond quicksand sits behind a legion. One slip means death. Li Huan, Mira, Haryong, Luna, and Rex crouch on a ridge, scanning the guarded vault. The legion of expert cultivators forms a tight circle around the crystal. Their mana glows bright, marking the quicksand's protection. Li Huan notes the number of guards, calculating the odds. He whispers that any mistake will cost them their lives. Rex eyes the tunnel entrance, ready to deploy the mountain drill rat. Li Huan signals the team to advance. Haryong slides a rope across the cliff, securing a line. Rex releases the mountain drill rat, which begins to chew into the stone near the vault. The stone door, muttering a "how is it?" as magic pulses. Rex asks, "Did you find finger?" referring to a missing rune piece needed to unlock the seal. Luna confirms the rune is still missing, forcing them to search elsewhere. The missing piece matters because without it the vault won't open. How is it? Did you find finger? Their search for the rune pushes them toward the manor's library. Haryong confronts the man who injured Ganger, asking, "Did you catch Yui?" As he points to a shadowy figure. The figure, a young Shui member, replies, "Father, I let them." Admitting he let the enemy slip by.
The clan elder steps forward, addressing Wanlong directly. He reminds Wanlong that he loves his daughter and that even an old man clings to his own love. The comment pushes Wanlong to consider his personal stakes in the family's defense. It deepens the personal motives behind the upcoming raid operation.
Wanlong, I know you love your daughter.
Wanlong now must decide whether to risk everything. The Elder Titan evaluates the plan. He nods and says, "Good idea. Use drill rat to tunnel and steal diamond quicksand." He adds that the mountain drill rat, though a first-tier spirit beast, lacks combat power but excels at digging. This confirms the beast can create a secret passage without fighting the guards. The team readies the rat and the sweet potato bait.
Good idea. Use drill rat to tunnel and steal diamond quicksand? The drill rat lacks combat but loves digging.
The tunnel will open as the moon rises. Li Huan explains that the mountain drill rat can punch holes through rock. The team unleashes a sweet potato-baited mountain drill rat, sending it racing through rock toward the sealed vault's second-floor chamber in a desperate bid for the diamond quicksand. Arya feels the weight of the mission as hope flickers, while Titan's confidence trembles, fearing the rat's blind tunnel could collapse their only chance at the coveted quicksand. Luna's scan lights up a dark corridor ahead, but the rat stalls at an unexpected stone wall, leaving the team unsure whether the hidden chamber lies beyond or if their quarry remains out of reach. He started at the bottom. Now watch him climb. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The wild spirit beast roars, its fury threatening to scorch the empire if left unchecked. From the jagged ridge, the reckless hunter flashes a wicked grin, brandishing a shimmering snare that crackles with raw energy. He darts forward, slashing the air to ensnare the creature before it can bolt into the mountain mist. His cocky laugh echoes, "Gotcha!" but the beast's deafening howl warns that the battle has only just begun. As the snare snaps, distant silhouettes of Quan Jun's elite scouts emerge, eyes fixed on the unfolding chase. The reckless hunter circles the beast, jeering at its lightning-fast strides. "Come on, you coward!" he taunts, daring the creature to outrun him.
A hot-tempered cultivator erupts, shouting at Faraday, "How dare you touch the sacred gong? That's a spirit pet, not a plaything." The accusation ignites a fierce argument, voices clashing like steel. Shui Yifan steps in, raising his palm to calm the storm, determined to keep the group united. The dispute threatens to fracture their ranks just as the enemy draws nearer, offering the rival owner a chance to claim the beast. The tension crackles, the outcome hanging in the balance. The revelation hits like a thunderclap. The mountain drill rat already has a master, a rival clanskeeper, who storms forward, shouting that the creature belongs to his house.
Faraday steps forward, his gaze locked on the trembling beast, and turns to Yifan. "What's your kill technique?" he asks, desperate to know if Yifan can end the creature without destroying the secret records. The question forces Yifan to reveal his new Jing Kong Shine Clearance move, a method crucial for safely harnessing the spirit beast's power. The air crackles with anticipation as Yifan prepares to demonstrate. Zhua the Carnage, noting one opponent lies badly wounded while another teeters on the brink of death. "These losses are acceptable," he declares, emphasizing that securing the spirit beast outweighs the casualties. With a roar, Zhua Yifan unleashes a searing flash of his Jing Kong Shine Clearance, the brilliant light tearing through the darkness. The third-grade spirit beast recoils, its aura flaring wildly as the hidden treasure within is laid bare for all to see. In the same heartbeat, the shadow phantom steps forward, its voice a cold whisper, delivering a chilling warning that echoes across the battlefield. Yifan feels the crushing weight of his rival's desperation bearing down on him. The boy's murderous stare fuels his resolve, while his allies rally with fierce determination. Every heartbeat threatens to tip the balance, as they risk everything to claim the beast's power, knowing that a single misstep could cost lives and the priceless 9 Serenities records. The Phantom's ominous promise hangs heavy over the battlefield, its words a dark veil that shrouds the chaos. The spirit beast thrashes uncontrolled, its raw power threatening to erupt, while the secret 9 Serenities records remain vulnerable, glimmering just out of reach. Yifan and his allies stand on the brink of a deadly showdown, each breath a gamble between triumph and ruin. There's a twist coming that nobody sees coming. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, you'll want to be ready. Spirit-armored kid tears through the enemy ranks. The heir's heart stops cold. Zhuofan steps forward, armor gleaming like a relic that seals enemy chi. Elders stare, mouths agape, shouting that they've misread his defense. Their shock creates a gap, and Zhuofan drives his first blade forward. This shift flips the battlefield, forcing the opposition to rewrite their strategy.
Not good. He has spirit armor.
Elders scramble, forming a desperate counter as the heir readies his next move. Yen strides onto the battlefield, eyes cutting through the turmoil. He watches Zhuofan's armor flare and feels the Elder's panic ripple. Closing the distance, Yen pours his chi into the front line, bolstering the housekeeper's allies.
Zhuofan scowls, asking what troubles Oki. Oki shifts uneasily and fires a pointed question at his brother about the diamond quicksand, the secret treasure that lured them here. The masked brother answers with a tense inquiry, probing Zhuofan's motives. This matters because the diamond quicksand holds the 9 Serenities secret records, and any misstep could cost them their lives. What's wrong? Brother, are you here for the diamond quicksand? Zhuofan's answer will decide if they ally or clash over the treasure. Zhuofan snaps, demanding a straight answer, and tells his brother the question is private. The brother retorts that if their motives diverge, they should part ways now and hope to meet again.
Someone proposes using the mountain drill rat to carve a tributary, hoping the diamond quicksand will flow toward them. They claim the plan will bring a portion of the quicksand directly to their position. Another voice shouts they will take all the quicksand, demanding clarification on the earlier statement. This plan weaponizes the Quicksand but also risks exposing their location to enemies. The competing claims set up a clash over who controls the drill rat and the treasure. The next move could trigger the hidden quicksand trap beneath the tunnel. Zhuofan forces a shaky truce, demanding Oki's brother unleash the mountain drill rat to carve a hidden tributary that will force the coveted diamond quicksand to surge straight into their grasp. The brothers' mocking laughter shatters Zhuofan's confidence, while the little girl's warning of a Tianxian realm guard threatens to trap them all, turning hope into a desperate gamble for trust and survival. Now the drill rat claws toward the quicksand source as the unseen guardian stalks closer, leaving the fragile alliance teetering on collapse and the fate of the precious quicksand hanging by a razor-thin thread. Don't wait. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari now so the next episode is waiting for you when you wake up.
A seventh-layer chi storm rips the heavens, shaking every clan to its core. A sly voice sneers, "Got a better plan?" Then bursts into laughter, dragging the others into a fragile coalition. He vows his scheme will eclipse every rival. Fu steps forward, eyes blazing, and declares, "I turn the impossible into possible." The group, stunned, must acknowledge his raw power, sealing a tense alliance.
Turning the impossible into possible is my ability.
Now Xie Tianyang must decide if he can trust that claim. Every eye locks onto the newcomer's crackling aura. A voice whispers, "We'll trust the unknown, no matter how strange." Blaze spots a flash of lethal chi, a bolt humming with death.
A bewildered member demands answers. What's this Qianlong Pavilion contract? The question forces the circle to outline the pack's weight, noting its rarity for a minor house. Political tension spikes, turning loyalty into a battlefield.
Alliance contract? Qianlong Pavilion?
The upcoming scene will test whether the pavilion truly backs Luo. A skeptic challenges the pact. Why would Qianlong Pavilion ally with a tiny clan? Eyes linger on Zhuo's unwavering stare, confirming the deal's sincerity. The tension underscores a looming power shift, as every faction eyes Luo, fearing exclusion.
How could Qianlong Pavilion sign such a pact?
Zhuo now prepares to unveil the concealed master-level array within the Luo household. Zhuo reveals a first-level array before the Luo elders, confronting them with a hidden power that could cement the Qianlong Pavilion alliance, or shatter their fragile unity. Echo Zaw twists into betrayal as he accuses Zhuo of concealment, while Kai wrestles with the burden of trusting a brother whose truth could either redeem their house or doom it to ruin. With the ancient array humming, Kai rallies the Luo clan forward, yet lingering doubts and a looming Qianlong betrayal keep the family teetering on the brink of all-out war. Videos like this get buried all the time. Hit subscribe on Manwa with Hari so we don't lose each other. The array needs spirit stones, yet the golden spring crumbles. Zhuo Yifan studies the Beast Mountain map. He sees 3 danger zones: a safe area with level or beasts, a moderate zone with level beasts, and a deadly zone where monsters above level roam, lethal even for gods. He knows the stone count is crucial. Without enough stones, the array will collapse. He now moves his drill rat toward the golden spring, unaware of the tremor brewing beneath. Zhuo Yifan points to the map's 3rd zone and warns that even a god could be killed inside. He emphasizes that death looms for anyone who enters without enough power. His crew glances at the looming cliffs, then tightens formation.
One of the engineers asks if they must follow the standard drilling plan. Zhuo Yifan replies that they can embed magic beneath the ground without the beasts noticing, allowing them to set the array covertly. They begin chanting low spells while the drill rat continues tunneling, hoping the hidden magic will power the array once enough stones gather. This hidden approach could save time and keep the beasts at bay.
Do we have to? We can lay magic unseen, then set the array.
The secret chants start as the rat nears the spring. A shadowy figure steps forward, laughing that the quicksand is his playground. The drill rat claws deeper, sending dust clouds up the shaft. Sparks crackle where its metal teeth bite rock. Zhuo Yifan marks each meter on his ledger, now at 120 stones collected. Titan steps forward, arms crossed, demanding the rat work faster. The crew rushes to align copper conduits, pouring more spirit stones into the humming array. A low rumble hints at the hidden diamond quicksand below. The elder of Ming Valley watches, uneasy about the next move. An old scholar steps forward, eyes flicking over the glowing runes. He mutters a warning, saying he feels a bad omen. Zhuo Yifan asks why the old man is uneasy.
Titan forces the drill rat to accelerate while Zhuo activates the rune array, pushing the stone counter past 90 as the tiny beast claws deeper, sparking hope for the diamond quicksand. Bella's shout fuels desperation. Zhuo risks his reputation by overtaxing the creature, while Titan's ruthless deadline threatens the crew's unity, making every meter a battle between hope and exhaustion. An ominous scholar warns of a looming disaster as the stone counter climbs, yet the promised diamond quicksand remains hidden, leaving the crew on the brink of catastrophic failure. You're not just watching a recap, you're joining a movement. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Zhuofan shatters the 6th Qi realm, unleashing a surge of power. The cavern trembles as darkness awakens. His eyes lock onto the girl who once chased a mouse, now a blank stare. He realizes she is his own spirit pet, trapped in Quicksand's grip. The creature's anguish threatens his breakthrough. Time ticks. The sand will swallow them both. A cloaked stranger steps from the shadows, testing Zhuofan's resolve. Zhuofan fixes his gaze on the cloaked figure near the quicksand. He unleashes a scanning pulse, a wave of arcane fire. The readout flashes. No noble lineage, only a faint, unknown aura. Zhuofan snarls, demanding the man's origins. Silence hangs heavy, hinting at concealed motives. Golden nets cascade like shimmering ribbons across the cavern floor. Diamond quicksand bubbles rise, spilling into the woven traps. Zhuofan's spirit pet darts through the threads, stabilizing the volatile flow. The quicksand begins to solidify under the net's enchantment, proving the nets can harness its power. A voice pierces the humming cavern, asking if the golden nets are ready.
Hee, of course. Come and get the diamond quicksand. The masked stranger's confidence fuels the tension, as securing the quicksand would grant Zhuofan full control of the Qiankun array. The array flares, promising a world-shaking showdown.
Zhuofan lifts his arcane crown, eyes alight with mystical fire. The cavern, mapping swirling energy currents.
You think you can trick an old man? Death awaits. Zhuofan roars, spotting a mischievous girl reaching for a crystal near the elder. Dare to play a trick in front of this old man, you court death. His warning freezes her hand. The elder's glare turns icy, and the group feels the weight of a fatal mistake. Dare to play a trick in front of this old man, you're courting death. The cavern trembles as the Chen Kuan formation ignites. Blue-white chi spirals around the quicksand, drawing grains upward. A gust lifts dust, exposing a hidden channel that cuts deeper into the rock. Zhuofan's hand hovers over glowing sigils, tracing their pattern.
The masked figure flips the Qian Kuan array, unleashing a torrent of diamond quicksand. The sand lifts stone and water, warping the cavern walls into a surreal cascade of soaring mountains and rivers flowing backward. The landscape reshapes before their eyes, a testament to the array's godlike power. Zhuofan watches the terrain warp, his heart pounding as his brother's bewildered stare mirrors his own fear. The coveted diamond quicksand vein teeters between salvation and catastrophic collapse. A hidden voice whispers, revealing the array's true name. The mischievous girl clutches a glowing crystal, her eyes reflecting uncertainty. Heroes wonder whether the formation will seal their fate or unleash an even greater menace. Things are not what they seem. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari before the big reveal drops.
A single signed contract can shatter the fragile alliance of the seven families and crown a new emperor. The ancient Shenkuan array, inverted and roaring, tears the sky, reshaping mountains into jagged peaks and rivers into molten streams. Only a true master of the array can command such chaos. Shui Yifan steps forward, attempting the formation, but his technique falters. Energy flickers, revealing a lost fragment that only he can glimpse. The tension spikes as every eye watches for the moment the power either surges or collapses. Who the hell are you? The seventh family envoy snarls, demanding immediate loyalty. Shui Yifan brandishes the shattered Shenkuan, its aura trembling like a dying star.
Shui Yifan slams a finger on the map, shouting that the second area offers the perfect hiding spot. A teammate yells back, "No, we need the third area, the most dangerous zone." The clash of opinions ignites the air, raising the stakes of their decision. He also urges everyone to join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes. There, the second area. Good idea.
Wrong. Third area, the most dangerous zone.
Their heated debate sets the stage for a risky plunge into the heart of danger. A cold voice mocks anyone daring to enter the third area, branding it a death sentence. Shui Yifan activates a magical sensor, sending pulses that scan the surrounding area for hidden threats. The device flashes, unveiling a sealed seal and a dormant spirit beast lurking nearby. The scan confirms the third area's lethal zone, forcing the group to reroute. Missing the beast could cost them the 9 serenities. "We scan," he states. The sensors glow, painting the darkness. The revealed spirit beast draws the seven families' attention like a beacon. Shui Yifan hammers the magical sensor deep into the crumbling tunnel, sending a resonant pulse that ripples through stone. The pulse reveals a sealed sigil and a dormant spirit beast trembling beneath the earth, its latent fury turning the third area into a ticking time bomb ready to erupt. The revelation sends a shiver through the team, their every breath now a gamble. Shui Yifan carries the crushing weight of his comrades' desperate hope, daring to risk his own life to seize the elusive 6th-level spirit beast. Meanwhile, the Luo family's fragile trust teeters on the edge of betrayal, each heartbeat a silent accusation. His resolve ignites a flicker of courage amid the looming darkness. The sealed sigil trembles, ready to unleash the dormant beast that could devour everything in its path. The group stands at a crossroads. Flee the collapsing tunnel and live to fight another day, or confront the unleashed power head-on, risking total annihilation. Their choice will decide the fate of the Empire. This is where the real fans gather. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and find your people. Acid scorches the earth. Quicksand bubbles up. The elder erupts in fury. The ancient master roars, demanding the nature of the mysterious brew. He bellows, "Are you satisfied? Reveal the elixir's secret." The child prodigy shouts back, "What? You can brew this? Why the outrage?" Their clash draws the relentless elder's gaze. If the concoction destabilizes, the whole ground may swallow them.
What did you say? You can make elixir. Why yell?
Are you satisfied now? Tell us what kind of elixir is this?
The elder's rage drives them straight into a concealed quicksand snare. The elder fixes his glare on the child, disbelief blazing.
The team bursts through the narrow gap just as quicksand surges forward. A sudden cry pierces the air. Gah! Someone snatches a falling rock. The elder's foot slips, sinking deeper. The group pauses, breathing hard, when a faint system voice crackles.
Join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes.
The looming spirit beast roars in the distance, drawing nearer. The beast's echo swells. The ground trembles as the massive spirit creature emerges from shadows. Crimson eyes blaze, A low growl rumbles. Way, way! The group tightens their circle, spells ready. Their new elixir glows, primed to clash with the legend. The battle will test the kids' new cultivation against a true legend.
The team drives the treacherous Elder into the second zone, where a 4th-level spirit beast prowls, while the Elder initiates a massive merging ritual that threatens to engulf everything. A member sacrifices his only chance to stall the Elder, aware that failure could doom the entire valley and shatter their fragile hope. The Elder's dark energy spirals, the spirit beast snarls, and the distant echo of Wei Wei reverberates, leaving them uncertain whether the beast will aid them or devour them. Brains over brawn every single time. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The 7th ghost's golden lightning eyes lock onto us. We have seconds before everything crumbles. He's the feared patriarch of Yalming Valley, known for scheming the 7 families. Anshan stands beside him, whispering that the ghost's mind is treacherous and calculating. Their presence scares every clan, because his plans can topple whole lineages. The danger forces our group to think fast or be crushed. The 9th Elder's shattered eyes hint at a deeper betrayal. The 7th ghost proves his power by destroying the 9th Elder's golden-purple lightning eyes. The Elder fell into the ghost's trap, confirming the ghost's lethal skill. Several other Elders from the 7 families have already been swallowed by his schemes.
The party darts into the secret tunnel, darkness swallowing them. Their footsteps echo off stone walls, creating a tense rhythm. Light from the cloud above flickers, revealing a narrow passage that narrows further. They squeeze through, feeling the cold damp on their skin. A distant roar hints at the 7th Elder's pursuit, urging them faster. Their speed is crucial. Any delay could cost them their lives. A strange glyph glows on the tunnel wall. The tunnel wall lights up with a glowing symbol, the numbers, beside a Chinese character. The group stops, recognizing it as an ancient seal linked to the valley's power fusion techniques. The group runs until they're exhausted. Shua stops, raises his hand, and proposes a bargain. He offers a piece of diamond quicksand in exchange for safe passage. The 7th Elder pauses, curious about the rare relic. The gamble could buy them precious time or backfire if the Elder refuses. They hope the deal ends the chase. Let's make a deal. We'll give diamond quicksand for safe passage. The Elder's reaction will decide if they escape or face a trap. The 7th Elder laughs, eyes flashing with contempt. He calls Shua's offer a joke and declares the diamond quicksand worthless. His mockery shows he won't bargain and plans to crush them instead. The old man reveals a hidden dagger, lunges at Shua, and Shua conjures a rapid spell shield that deflects the thrust, forcing the entire party toward the jagged canyon mouth. Shua's desperate bargain shatters, leaving their lives hanging on a razor-thin line as the 7th Elder's contemptuous laughter reminds them that mercy evaporates and every heartbeat could be their last. The canyon's darkness swallows their fleeing silhouettes, while the old man's cold promise echoes, leaving the group's fate unresolved and the looming threat of the valley's genius devil still whispering imminent doom. Leveling up has never looked this good. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The old man's blast ripped the courtyard, tearing reality itself. The 6th-stage youth stared down the ruin, knowing the apocalypse loomed. The old man sneered, calling him a kid, and declared he heard every desperate bargain. He whispered of the treasure Gongsu Mal, warning that any chase would summon death. The taunt forced the youth to stare into raw power and choose his next move.
He, kid, I hear you hunting for the public cat.
The kid now stands at a crossroads where a single misstep could end his life. The kid planted his feet, eyes blazing like twin suns. He shouted that he would reveal his plans and the secret location the old man coveted.
The tension snapped as the binding shattered. Release! The kid bellowed, channeling the 5th-level array into a blinding pulse of raw mana. The surge ripped through the wind, igniting the stone and staggering the old man. The kid's eyes flared, revealing the hidden CNO trigger had been activated. power erupted, proving the array could be detonated at will.
Release.
Breathless, the kid then asked, "Can this array be taught to others?" The kid stared at the old man, chest heaving, and asked, "Can others learn this array?" The veteran hesitated, then gave a faint nod, acknowledging the possibility of instruction. He whispered that the glittering diamond Quicksand could finance a school to spread this knowledge. The kid shouted for an instant decision, warning that 3 lingering specters would force a deadlock. He acknowledged the old man's overwhelming strength and cautioned that prolonged conflict would doom them both. Then he echoed the old man's own offer: share a portion of the diamond Quicksand, and the veteran would cease his pursuit.
If you share a portion of the diamond Quicksand, I will stop pursuing it.
The youth now weighed the steep price of surrendering the treasure. The 2 rivals sealed the pact with a nod. The kid affirmed the split, while the old man stepped back, his eyes narrowing in calculated assessment. With swift hands, the kid snapped the torn pages together, completing the 5th level array. He unleashed a roaring blue vortex that ripped the stone floor asunder, revealing a hidden conduit and a sealed 4th grade magic crystal, even as the old man twisted the core to his will. The 6th stage cheat gatherer surged with triumph upon uncovering the treasure, but his heart clenched as he sensed the old man's overwhelming power could crush him, and a looming deadlock threatened to claim both their lives. The diamond Quicksand radiated a fierce glow, while the hidden conduit pulsed with raw mana. The kid and the old man stared at the volatile nexus, aware that it could bestow unimaginable power, or implode, sealing their destinies forever. You're already watching. The next step is obvious. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari like the rest of the fans. The Emperor demands the sand, but his betrayal sparks a war that will devour the Empire. Zhou Yifan steps forward, eyes narrowed, and says, "All right, then let's have truce." He offers a shaky ceasefire to the rival, hoping to buy time for his own plans. The truce sets the stage for a brutal bargain over the emery-flowing sand, the key to the Gale Thunderflame array. "All right, then let's have truce." The rival's laugh follows, demanding the sand. The rival demonic cultivator, Lord Quan, bursts out laughing. "Hand me the sand, I'll spare you all." He snarls, promising safety if they surrender the emery-flowing sand. No truce is even considered. Both sides keep fighting over the sand. Suddenly, a darker presence on Zhou's side steps forward, more sinister than any ally seen before. This hidden power intercepts a lethal strike, saving Zhou's forces from annihilation. The intervention proves that a deeper threat looms, and that the wicked ally is crucial for survival. Their survival now depends on this mysterious figure. The mysterious ally reveals a new ability as the sand fractures. The emery-flowing sand splits into 8 bright shards, each pulsing with raw power. Both factions rush to claim a shard, knowing that 3 synchronized cultivators are needed to fire the Gale Thunderflame array. You hear a chilling promise that every Shui family member will die. The demon declares that her betrayal will erase the entire lineage. Suddenly, a gap opens in the battlefield and enemy troops surge forward, shouting warnings. The immediate danger forces the Shui lady to scramble for defense, and the threat of extinction drives all fighters into a frenzy.
Will cause the death of every Shui family member. On opening. Watch out. He's attacking.
The clash intensifies as the Shui lady tries to hold the line. The Shui lady draws her sword and meets the incoming wave head-on. Zhou Yifan steps forward, unleashing a burst of dark chi that slams into the attackers. Zhou Yifan recalls the 3 forces he prepared earlier and urges his comrades forward. He shouts for them to move toward the emery-flowing sand, the key component of the Gale Thunderflame array. His command rallies the group, pushing them into the contested area before the enemy can react. The stakes are seizing the sand before it falls into enemy hands. My 3Z earlier? Come! Zhou Yifan's call pushes them toward the sand that powers the array. Zhou Yifan thrusts his hand forward. Thunder crackles and the thunder array shoots up, splitting the sky. Shinat lifts her staff, summoning a gust that spins into the Gale Array. Zhui Yifan and Shinat unleash the Gale Thunderflame Array, a vortex of black fire spiraling from the emery sand, tearing the sky and shattering the demon's defenses in a blinding surge. The Shui clan's survival hangs on this moment, as the old sage's looming death threatens annihilation, while Shui Ling's protective veil fuels desperate hope, amplifying every cultivator's resolve. The demon snarls, clutching a dark blade that still glints menacingly, and the shattered sky hints that the array's power may falter, leaving the battlefield's fate precariously balanced. Secure your access to the best Manhwa recaps before the algorithm hides them. Subscribe to Manhwa with Hari. The old emperor's heart stops. The girl's rage must end before the palace collapses. Hyo lunges forward and shouts, "Wretch!" at the trembling old man. The old man's pulse falters, his eyes widen. Everyone watches as his life hangs by a thread. The formation around them crackles, feeding off his panic. If the old man dies, the entire spell could implode, killing all.
Wretch!
The Thunderflame attack looms next. The Thunderflame surge hits the battlefield. The old man gasps, clutching his throat, and yells that the fire burns his lungs. He warns the attackers that another strike will force him to retaliate with deadly force. Hyo lifts his sword, the blade humming with restrained power. He looks at the fallen old man, now barely breathing. The group circles him, each member chanting the death rite. Hyo declares the old man's death necessary to halt the raging formation. He swings, the blade meets the old man's throat. The cut severs the magical conduit. The formation collapses, energy receding into the ground. The battlefield quiets, but the cost is heavy.
Finish him!
The crazy girl erupts with fury over the old man's death. You watch the crazy girl scream that the old man almost dies because of your hands. Hyo eyes the rookie fighter, calling him a little devil who fits the old man's temperament. He warns that a few words could spark the girl's fury. He adds that if the rookie isn't his enemy, the old man will gladly take him as a disciple. This fuels tension, forcing the girl to choose sides. The girl's anger flares, ready to explode.
Little devil, you fit his temper. He'll take you as disciple.
The girl's anger flares, ready to explode. The girl sees her companion wounded by the attacker. She lunges forward, shouting that she must kill the foe for hurting her friend. She draws her weapon, eyes blazing with vengeance. A voice from the crowd mutters, "Who says we have no Eonim?" The seventh ghost turns, revealing a sealed scroll labeled Eonim. He cracks it open, releasing a faint glow that spreads across the battlefield. The energy seeps into the formation, boosting its resilience. The old man feels a new pressure building behind his shield. A hidden Eonim may change the battle. The thunderflame crackles, scorching the fighter's lungs. The formation's core glows brighter as each member pumps more chi. The old man raises his hand, a translucent barrier flickering around him. He feels the heat, but the shield holds. The crazy girl's eyes widen. She struggles to keep the flame steady. The seventh ghost shatters the sealed Eonim scroll, unleashing a luminous surge that merges with Zhui Yifan's dark aura, igniting a chaotic storm of wind and thunder flame across the battlefield. The frantic girl watches her flaming strike implode, feeling her power evaporate as the old man's barrier trembles, while Zhui Yifan's desperate surge threatens to consume both allies and enemies alike. Hyo smirks, promising a concealed windstorm, yet the battlefield glows with unstable energy, leaving every combatant poised on the brink of annihilation as the true purpose of the Eonim scroll remains unknown. Fans from over 50 countries already wake up to Manhwa with Hari recaps. Subscribe and be part of it. He rigged Ning Air's snare, and now his own blood must flow to shield his kin. He confesses he can't wield the 5th level array alone. To outwit the 7th Elder's keen gaze, he forces the trio into a deceitful play, claiming the 7th ghost hides wisdom in Yu Ming Valley. The lie pushes the coalition into his scheme. "I must trick the 3 of you." The 7th Elder watches, ready to expose the ruse. Zhuofan proposes a joint strike, promising that shared strength will offset a fatal flaw in the array. He warns that only 3 synchronized souls can conceal the weakness. Otherwise, the 7th ghost will spot the crack. The Elder gasps, admitting he never anticipated Zhuofan's cunning. He confesses a near-death caused by Zhuofan's trick, labeling him a terrible devil. The revelation proves Zhuofan's tactics endanger even seasoned masters, raising the stakes for any challenger. A healer examines the unconscious girl, confirming a coma and shallow breath. Sning air the bait in the trap. Her fragile state forces the coalition to decide. Move her body and preserve the family's reputation, or risk exposure. Her fate will decide the next sacrifice, while Zhuofan eyes the yin-yang twins. Zhuofan watches the girl bound to long cables, muttering that he believed the cables protected her.
Ning Air stares at the glowing twin artifact, questioning its purpose. She points at the device, asking if this is Zhuofan's trump card. He replies it targets the seventh elder directly, a desperate gamble. Ning Air mutters, "Huh," as the twins pulse brighter, hinting hidden danger. "Is this your trump card? It's over the seventh elder. Ha!" The twins begin to split, showing both light and shadow. The twins separate into two swirling orbs, one bright, one dark, hovering above the old man's palm. Their energy crackles, casting stark silhouettes across the ruined arena. The old man lifts his other hand, ready to channel the yin-yang power into the battle. The visual promises a deadly showdown. The old man's final move looms as the seventh elder readies his counter.
Zhuofan detonates the yin-yang twins, the bright and dark orbs ripping from his chest and hurtling toward the seventh elder, casting a searing silhouette that blinds the ruined arena. Bloodied yet unbowed, Zhuofan claws his cheek clean, eyes Ning Air's desperate stare, and vows his sacrifice will grant her the vision to discern any hidden foe. The seventh elder roars, power crackling, as the old mastermind lifts a hand, hinting at a response that could shatter the twins and plunge the battlefield into deeper chaos. Watch who you trust. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The devil genius trembles. A single betrayal could spark a demonic war. Yu Changxiai lifts the third-grade magic wishbone treasure and shouts its name. Third-grade magic wishbone treasure? Yu Changxiai. The old man's eyes widen, his breath quickens. The artifact glows, drawing attention from everyone nearby. Its power can rewrite a demon hero's fate, so whoever controls it gains a massive advantage. Third-grade magic wishbone treasure. Yu Changxiai, the devil genius, now eyes the relic, planning his next move. Yu Changxiai stares at the glowing relic, his brows furrowed. He mutters, "How is this possible?" While the devil genius watches, arms crossed. The devil genius sneers, calling you a loser. He claims you has no right to act any longer. This insult aims to break Yu's spirit, but it only fuels the tension. He steps forward, eyes blazing, ready to deliver the final blow.
Loser.
Yu prepares his last desperate spell. Yu erupts with a raw shout, "I!" and channels all his remaining energy into the wishbone. The relic ignites, sending a massive surge toward the devil genius. The clash threatens to shatter the arena, and both fighters brace for the outcome. If you want more daily recaps, hit that subscribe button now. Yu's final spell will either seal the old man or destroy everything. Devil genius sneers, calling you a loser, but Yu erupts with a shout, "I!" channeling all remaining energy into the wishbone, igniting a blast that collides with the devil genius, threatening to shatter the arena. Yu risks his life, pouring every fragment of power into the wishbone, while his comrades clutch at fading hope, feeling the weight of potential ruin and the fierce surge of defiant determination. An enormous monster towers over the arena as Zhuo Yifan awakens to shouts of "Brother Zhuo." The creature's presence hints at a threat, leaving the battle's outcome and the seventh elder's fate unresolved. Think about how good it feels to be completely caught up. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and stay there. Zhuo plots a cold sacrifice, using the child as bait while the Empire's magic hungers for his blood. Third-grade Hux clutches a vial of miracle pills, whispers to his comrade, "Give me one, you take one for yourself." He storms the infirmary, scanning every cot for the boy's limp form. If the child lies dead, their desperate gamble shatters. The child's fate now hangs on a razor-thin thread. A trembling whisper slips out, "Thank you," as a wounded hand clutches a pill. The gratitude reverberates in the cramped ward, drowned by frantic nurses and clanging metal. That fragile thank you proves the drug still sparks life. A flicker of hope amid the storm. A confused voice asks, "Shui Ningxia?" In the dim hall, hunting the missing heir, Shui steps forward, dark aura flaring, declaring himself the magic butler. Rumors of his demonic lineage confirmed. The revelation rattles the group, making even the elder mage hesitate.
Shui Ningxia.
Magic butler.
Their doubts swell as the child's condition worsens. Ning Er and Inger kneel beside Shui's limp form, begging him to rise. They clutch the final life-saving pill, pleading for a chance to administer it. The silent child on the slab watches, breath held. The kid's voice cracks, "Will you bring it now?" Forcing a split-second decision. The flash red, confirming Shui's severe injuries. He lies motionless, unable to rise. The child watches, fists clenched, hearing a voice urging revenge against their enemies. The kid realizes he can strike back, but Shui's condition blocks any immediate attack. This tension pushes the group toward a desperate plan. The kid's anger fuels a reckless move in the next scene. A harsh voice roars, "Shut up! If you want to die, I'll finish you now." At Shui snarls back, mocking the attacker's injuries, asking if they can even kill him in his weakened state. Their desperate words reveal both sides are on the brink, bodies too frail for decisive blows. Inger lifts the final pill, slides it to Shui's trembling lips, and he gulps it down. A blazing aura erupts, announcing the dormant demonic emperor's power reawakening. Shui finally witnesses Inger's self-sacrifice. His hardened heart softens, cruelty melting away, while the child feels the crushing promise of revenge and the bitter price of survival. A whispered warning forebodes a far greater menace lurking behind the 7 families, leaving Shui and his allies teetering on the brink of an unseen catastrophe. The arc is heating up and the uploads are getting faster. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, now's the time. Shui Ningxia, the weakest, was left to die while the empire crumbled. The wounded party gathers around a dim fire. Zhu pretends to care, but his eyes scan the injured girl. He suggests leaving her behind to save the others. The others argue, fearing her death will cost them the spirit beast bait. The debate stalls their movement. This matters because abandoning her could seal their fate. Zhu's hidden plan pushes them toward the cavern entrance. Blood pools under the group. Li Haiyang clutches his broken arm. Kang Heijun leans on a crutch. Their breathing is shallow. The Inshi pills in their pouch glow faintly, but the effect wanes. They realize they cannot rest long. Li paces, worrying how to repay Shui's unwavering support. He looks at the dwindling pill bottle, realizing his options are limited. He notes only 3 pills remain, each buying minutes of relief. He wonders if sacrificing his own rest to keep Shui alive is worth the risk. This matters because finding a way to reward Shui could shift the group's morale and decisions. A sudden shout reveals who will be the bait. Zhu points at the trembling ground and shouts, indicating that Shui Ningxia herself will attract the spirit beast. This matters because the group now faces a trap that uses their weakest member as lure. Zhu snarls at the small marmot, cursing it for disappearing when they need it most. "Cursed you little thing, at the critical situation you can drill and run away by yourself," he growls. The team's morale dips as the beast disappears, leaving them exposed to unseen dangers. Their ability to regroup hinges on finding a new foothold. "Cursed you little thing, at the critical situation you can drill and run away by yourself." Their next step must involve confronting the hidden predators. Zhu slams his fist on the stone and demands a plan. "So what shall we do now? What else can you do? Hurry up," he shouts. A towering marmot-type spirit beast bursts from the shadows, its glowing eyes searing the cavern as massive paws shatter stone, confirming the group's dread that the beasts converge into a single, unstoppable horde. Zhu's frustration erupts, his morale plummets, and the Inshi pills wear off, leaving the team scrambling for a plan while daylight wanes, threatening their strength and the fragile hope they cling to. The looming packs merge into one colossal herd, the counter-trap unfinished, and the ticking clock forces Zhu to demand more chapters, leaving the survivors on the brink of annihilation with no clear escape. The comments section doesn't lie. This community is insane. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and see for yourself. The Wolf King's pack storms the battlefield. A wave of snarling wolves led by a third-level monarch. They tear through second-level spirit wolves, blood spraying everywhere. Xia Tianyang and King Air watch from a ridge, their escape routes shrinking by the second. If the pack reaches them, the mission collapses. The wolves close in, teeth flashing, as the heroes brace for the onslaught. The pack barrels down the valley, heads snapping forward like daggers. Xia Tianyang tightens his grip on his sword, eyes narrowed. King Air assumes a defensive stance, muscles coiled. The earth trembles under the charge, dust rising over fallen beasts. A glint of treasure catches Xia's eye, forcing a split-second decision. Xia pauses, remembering the girl they once saved. He admits both he and King Air owe her far too much. Their guilt fuels a fierce determination to keep fighting. We both owe her too much. Their promise to the girl drives them toward the final push against the wolf. Xia declares the girl must not die. They cannot drag her down. Protecting her becomes their top priority. The team steels itself, sword drawn, hidden Dan ready. She doesn't have to die. We shouldn't drag her down. The group readies to assault the Wolf King with newfound purpose. A nervous scout yells, "Quicksand, Manhwa," from the forest edge, trying to distract the wolves with humor. Xia steps forward, shouting that he will block the wolf's path, buying time for King Air. He swings his blade to seal the narrow gap, preventing the pack from flooding in. King Air scoffs, calling the second-level wolves cannon fodder, warning they will drag the group to death if left unchecked. Their exchange sets the battlefield's pace and highlights the deadly risk of letting the wolves through. I block their way. They can't enter.
Idiots! They're cannon fodder. They'll drag you to death.
The wolves begin to regroup behind the blocked entrance. Xia explains the Wolf King cares nothing for its subordinates, treating them as expendable tools. Xia steps forward, sealing the narrow gap with his blade, unleashing his hidden Dan to cut a swath through the snarling wolf pack, while the Wolf King lunges at the duo. King Air's fury sharpens into lethal focus as Xia's confidence fuels his resolve, but the relentless wolves threaten to overwhelm them, forcing both heroes to risk everything for a single breath of victory. The Wolf King snarls, its eyes glowing with unseen power, and as Xia's hidden Dan flickers, the beast prepares a deadly counterstrike that could shatter the fragile alliance in an instant. The gloves are off. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The Magic Emperor's chief butler bursts into the mountain clearing, breaking the silence. He raises his staff and lets out a harsh call, "WWW," that rattles the rocks. His gaze snaps onto the wounded Zhui Yifan, who struggles to sit up. The butler's arrival marks the start of a dangerous interrogation about the coveted 6th level spirit beast. Zhui Yifan's reaction will set the tone for what follows. Zhui Yifan jerks upright, eyes wide, and cries out, then a raw, panicked "Ayaha!" The sound echoes off the cliffs, drawing the butler's attention. His scream shows the reborn emperor is still terrified despite his past power.
The rune flares, sending a rash of crimson light across the battlefield. The sigil glows brighter, each pulse reverberating through Zhui Yifan's bones. He feels the spirit beast's heart beating faster, its power spilling into the surrounding area. The great butler lunges, trying to seize the rune's core, but the energy repels him, throwing him to the ground. The thunder skylark now breaks free, its wings beating against the sky. The thunder skylark erupts from the seal, its massive wings cracking the clouds. Lightning arcs from its feathers, striking the ground and igniting the ruins. Zhui Yifan raises his staff, drawing the storm into his palm, ready to command the beast. The butler cuts Shuofan off, saying he doesn't need to know the details. He declares he alone will ask the questions, establishing his authority. Shuofan realizes he can't evade the interrogation. This cements the power gap and warns Shuofan that his answers are not optional.
You don't need to know. I am the only one who will ask the questions.
The next question will target Shuofan's purpose. The butler presses, "Shuofan, what are you doing here in the Beast Mountain?" He then mentions the target. Which spirit beast? 6th level spirit beast Thunder Skylark. Shuafan learns the exact beast the butler watches.
The butler corners Shuafan on the cliff, shattering his silence by invading his conscious mind and demanding the exact location of the 6th level Thunder Skylark spirit beast. Shuafan feels his battered body crumble under the weight of truth, realizing any lie will cost his life and the fragile hope of redemption evaporates. A shadowed figure in a silver mask steps forward, eyes blazing violet, hinting at a hidden agenda that could either seal Shuafan's fate or unleash a cataclysmic power. This is the premium Manhwa experience. Accept no substitutes. Subscribe to Manhwa with Hari. You feel a mind slip into yours as reality twists. Stephen watches a cloaked figure step into the void. The figure declares it can intrude into anyone's consciousness, a power beyond the God Vision realm. Stephen shivers, realizing the threat exceeds ordinary magic. The figure says Stephen will go beyond worldly order to meet its purpose. This moment shows the stakes. A mindbreaker can control the Empire's strongest mage.
Your mind is open. I will guide you.
The figure hints at a mission involving the Thunder Skylark. Stephen asks the figure if it comes from the sanctuary, and the figure responds that Stephen does not look like an ordinary person.
The figure points toward a distant map. The ruins are a good place, it declares. Then it shouts, "You should go." The encouragement cements Stephen's decision to move forward. It matters because it locks his destination and urgency.
The ruins are a good place. You should go.
The next scene reveals the canyon's looming entrance, dark and foreboding. Visuals show the jagged cliffs of Lowlay Canyon, storm clouds gathering, and a faint silhouette of the Thunder Skylark perched on a rock. The ominous purple lightning crackles in the distance, promising a fierce battle ahead. This sets the stage for Stephen's dangerous trek.
He asks why the sanctuary agent approached him, wondering about their goal. The stranger's hand touches his forehead, sending a brief pulse through his mind. This contact suggests a deliberate exchange, not random aggression. That lingering sensation hints at a hidden power waiting to awaken. He feels something remain inside his body after the touch, but his current level 6 Chi warrior strength can't detect it. The unknown residue could influence his cultivation later. This uncertainty pushes him to train harder. When his power rises, the hidden mark may finally surface. You feel the shock of a rescued life. He decides to ignore the unknown motive and thank the savior for saving his life. A member whispers, "It's okay. We can all die together," trying to comfort Shui King Xian. Shui King Xian collapses into a deep sleep again, ignoring the pleas. Another character cries, "I can't take this girl along," refusing to carry her. Their refusal marks a critical loss of morale for the team. The outcome forces the remaining members to press forward without her. The group now heads toward the Thunder Skylark, unaware of the looming purple thunder. Shui Yifan points out that Jiayoi grass eases fatigue and helps heal wounds. He gathers a handful for the group. Luo miswatches, then tells him to rest well after the dose. Shui King Xian awakens as the glowing glyphia ignites, and Shui Yifan shoves a stone, revealing a hidden inner chamber that swallows the party into a dark, deeper canyon. Xian's fragile life teeters on the brink, her limp leg and drained power forcing teammates to choose between risking their own survival or abandoning their queen to the canyon's lurking threats. A distant shout echoes, and the glyphly flickers, promising an inner sanctuary yet hinting at unseen enemies, leaving the group staring at darkness while Xian's pulse falters. Leveling up has never looked this good. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. He died, but the torture keeps him alive, forever fighting invisible chains. Zhuofan and King Air lie sprawled on the ground after the lethal clash. A voice shouts, "Look, look at the comic." King Air snaps, demanding the unconscious to wake up. The shout forces them to sit up, confirming they survived the fatal attack. Their awareness of being alive matters because it gives them a chance to regroup.
Hey, how long are you going to lie down? Wake up, wake up.
The next moment brings a nervous laugh and a title. Adam lets out a nervous laugh, the sound echoing across the ruined battlefield. The laugh cuts the tense silence, showing his disbelief at surviving. Shuafan steps forward, eyes flashing. He claims his abilities surpass those of an average person. The boast signals confidence in his newfound power after the near-death. It matters because his confidence may drive the group toward a breakthrough in cultivation, pushing them toward the bone-forging realm. My abilities are better than the average person. A sudden rumble hints the cavern itself reacts to his claim. A low hum vibrates through the stone as the trio listens. Something unseen shifts, hinting a hidden mechanism activating. The sound signals that the cavern's secret system is waking. This matters because the activation could either open a path to the hidden heavenly array or trap them forever. The two keep bickering, each accusing the other of always turning fights into debates. King Air admits he's furious because someone used Shuafan as bait, a move that nearly cost them their lives. Shuafan retorts that endless arguing won't solve the problem, threatening to strike if the talk doesn't end. Their clash highlights trust issues that could crumble their alliance. We always argue when everyone else meets in peace.
I'm angry you were used as bait. It's frustrating.
Their next move hinges on who proposes to leave the cavern first. Shuafan asks King Air if he's really any different from the others, hinting at hidden motives. The page shifts to a corner note from the artist. He explains he tried a new layout and asks fans to comment if they want the old style back. He also mentions tweaking sound effects and thanks the contributors. This breaks the fourth wall, reminding readers that the chapter is a collaborative effort. The note ends with a question that hints at a hidden clue for the next arc. Next chapter reveals the spirit beast's true purpose. Shuafan seals a life and death contract with King Air, pledging they'll age together while the coveted celestial array flickers unfinished above them, exposing their fragile hopes. King Air grapples with lingering hurt and doubt, realizing his trust crumbles as he risks losing his dream of mastering the heavens, while Shuafan bears the weight of unspoken promises. The incomplete celestial array looms, its missing fragments whispering of an imminent betrayal, leaving the trio's fragile alliance trembling on the brink of annihilation. This is the premium Manhwa experience. Accept no substitutes. Subscribe to Manhwa with Hari. She was the perfect lure for the seventh ghost, and her death would seal the Empire's fate. The party, bruised from a brutal clash, finally catches a breath. Healing light washes over them, mending wounds. With heavy hearts, they decide to part ways, each chasing a personal goal. No one steps forward to stay together, the silence screaming louder than any battle cry. This rift plants the seed for the next showdown as every member heads toward a divergent destiny. Meanwhile, brothers with shadowed motives begin to surface, hinting at a darker scheme. A trembling voice slips an apology, admitting a careless mistake and announcing departure. A sudden shout echoes from the distance, drawing everyone's gaze. Someone yells, urging the group to glance at the comic strip for clues. Xian Yang, still hopeful, asks, "Will you join the next move?" Brother Zhua answers without hesitation, "Of course." Their brief exchange shows that, despite rising doubts, coordination still flickers among the teammates. Inger watches, her eyes still clouded with unease about the unfolding plan. Inger steps back, eyes narrowing, and voices a lingering dread. "I'm not helping because I want to. I'm terrified you'll use us as bait again," she admits, her fear echoing the group's growing suspicion. The party surges forward. Brother Zhua shouts, "Idiot! Drop your guard quickly!" at a lagging teammate. Xian Yang freezes, bewildered, asking, "Why do the grass, spirit beasts, and even the trees seem so massive?" Their confusion reveals that the terrain has been twisted by potent magic, warning them that stronger spirits may be lurking. A low rumble hints the fourth-level spirit beast is about to emerge. The fourth-level spirit beast lets out a thunderous growl, its massive jaws snapping like a colossal vice across the valley. The sound shakes the party's nerves, signaling the creature's readiness to strike. Everyone readies their weapons, knowing a single misstep could end them instantly. The party erupts into a desperate sprint as a thunder-charged storm bear snarls, lightning crackling along its fur, while a glittering king python slithers onto the trail, its scales flashing like molten metal. The beasts force the group to split, each member forced to confront the monsters head-on, hearts pounding with raw survival instinct. King Air's harsh accusation shatters Shuofan's confidence, and Xie and Yang's desperate plea reverberates, recalling every shared trial they endured. The emotional gamble of loyalty versus betrayal spikes, each heartbeat echoing the weight of past bonds against present treachery. The storm bear's roar reverberates across the canyon, while a mysterious duck's lingering quack fades into the mist. The group finds themselves at a dead-end path, the hidden comic clue a fragile thread of hope against the looming serpent that coils ominously ahead. The next chapter drops soon. Don't be the last one to find out. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The level spirit beast rends the heavens, a thunderous roar rattling the cragged cliffs. Han Jaehuan stares at the colossal silhouette, the memory of their desperate crawling for cover flashing behind his eyes. He turns to his comrades, voice trembling with both fear and fierce resolve, and demands, "Can we finally cease the crawl and meet this monster head-on?" The question hangs heavy. Crawling guarantees survival, but standing could give them the chance to strike back. He tightens his grip on his weapon, ready to unleash a daring new tactic. 1 month has passed. "Today we quit hiding," he growls, eyes locked on the looming thunder skylark. Mid-flight, a flash of light catches their eyes. A stray magical banner flutters, inked with a bright, urgent message. A distant voice shouts, "Join the Hari squad with a sub before the system crashes." The chant briefly distracts them, injecting comic relief amid the storm. Yet the words ignite a spark of determination, reminding the fighters of their purpose. The thunder skylarks roar crescendos, urging them onward.
Support the crew before the server dies, the crowd cries. The sudden hype fuels the team, sharpening their resolve as the battle rages.
The duo finally locks eyes on the two monsters up close. One, an electric blue thunder skylark, crackles with storm-charged feathers. Jua the chaos. Two level spirit beasts roar, lightning and flame cracking the sky. He notes the fight is over territory and status, not a simple skirmish. He realizes human strength can't match either beast. He decides to stay out of the direct clash, fearing any move could trigger a deadly counter. The realization forces him to seek another angle to survive. He still hopes the silkworm can tip the balance. Shui Yifan watches the mother beast shield her hatchlings. The sight reminds him of his own family's overprotective love. He feels guilty for being selfish, for endangering the Shui clan. He whispers an apology to his brothers Lo and Tianyang, admitting his mistake. Lightning-clad Thunder Skylark and Molten Maud Lion King crash together, tearing the heavens as a cataclysmic storm erupts. Arya's desperate cry pierces the roar, threatening to shatter her fragile plan to tame the Skylark. Shui Yifan watches the mother beast lay down her life to shield her hatchlings, a heartbreaking mirror of his own family's overprotective love. The crushing guilt of risking the Shui clan sears his heart, fueling a fierce determination. Shui Yifan catches sight of his bird-like brother soaring away, luring the Lion King's fiery wrath. He wonders if the fleeing scout can loop back fast enough to rescue the faltering Thunder Skylark. Checkmate. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The Magic Emperor's power fades. His false friend ignites a war that could annihilate everything. Shuofan stands in the ruined hall, his aura dimming. The ancient demonic sigil flickers on the stone walls. A distant thunder rolls, hinting at the approaching Skylark. The Luo family's decline deepens as the housekeeper watches helplessly. This tension sets the stage for a brutal confrontation. Kai brothers' accusation looms in the next exchange. Kai brother sneers at Shuofan, calling him a hypocrite for pretending kindness. Shuofan retorts, insisting his true nature is compassion, not deception. The clash reveals their mistrust and raises the stakes of their fragile alliance. Hypocrite, since when are you so kind? Ugh.
Shuofan assures the Nyang he won't abuse her. He gestures to a hidden spot, telling her to stay out of sight while he scouts. Then Yang nods, eyes flickering with curiosity. The group moves toward the nest, aware of the looming battle. The The sky darkens as the skylark circles above. A low rumble hints at the creature's power. Don't worry, I won't treat you badly. Finger, go hide over there. Notice you. The visual scene hint at a new threat. The scene show the thunder skylark swooping low, its wings casting shadows over the battlefield. Its clutch of glowing eggs glints in the dim light. Below, Zhuofan and the others watch, tense.
A lone lantern flickers in the Luo Manor's courtyard as Zhuo Yifan sweeps dust from the ancient stone altar. He watches the heart demon Miss Luo Xian practice her incantations, her tears sparking violet glyphs. Suddenly, a sudden gust scatters the runes. The glyphs coalesce into a protective shield. Yifan smirks, recognizing the first sign that his dormant demonic power awakens, and vows to harness it for the family's resurgence. Zhuofan crouches near the first egg, hand hovering, ready to snatch it. Kai mirrors his movement, staying within arm's reach. Then the surrounding stone, his eyes catching more runes that hint at a trap. Bao the lion beast lunges at the clutch of thunder skylark eggs, forcing Zhuofan, Kai, and then Yang to scramble and hurl the precious eggs in a desperate bid to distract the creature. Zhuofan risks losing the only hope for power as Kai's reckless egg-throwing gamble threatens to shatter their fragile unity, leaving the team teetering between triumph and tragic failure. With Bao's jaws snapping around the last shimmering egg and a mysterious voice echoing, "Look at the comic." The heroes stare at an imminent collapse, unsure if any egg survives to power their next battle. Every detail matters. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, and we'll catch them all. The thunder skylark crashes to the ground, blood soaking its feathers. The Empire's lifeline flickers weakly. Zhuo Yifan, the demonic emperor, swirls raw magic around him, scarred eyes glittering with ruthless intent. He thrusts his hand toward the dying bird, trying to pour his power into its broken heart. Mana erupts, crackling like lightning, yet the skylark shivers, unable to lift. Every heartbeat drums a death march for the realm. From the shadows, the lion prowls, muscles coiled, its gaze locked on the vulnerable bird. The lion lunges, claws gleaming, zeroing in on the thunder skylark. The bird bolts like a flash of storm, but the predator anticipates, sealing the escape route.
The king's betrayal erupts as he lifts his sword toward his own child. The mother steps forward, tears blazing, and drags the boy toward the gate, whispering, "You're no longer safe here." The boy clenches his fists, vowing to protect those he loves. A shadowy figure watches from the darkness, eyes glittering. The mysterious devil steps forward, voice dripping with malice, addressing the two survivors. "You're grown now. You cannot stay here." It snarls, promising a cruel fate. A cloaked devil emerges from the shadows, voice cold and hollow. It claims ownership over two ordinary people standing nearby, binding them with an unseen contract. Bella steps forward, eyes flashing, shouting a warning about the looming danger.
The devil clutches his finger, panic searing his face. He screams, "New! Finger!" then mutters, "Finger! What am I doing? Two ordinary people. Both belong to me." He declares ownership over the two survivors, treating them as his property. This claim deepens his manipulation, raising the stakes for the pair.
New. Finger. What am I doing? Two ordinary people?
With a guttural roar, the cloaked devil hoists his cursed blade high, then drives it deep into the two ordinary civilians huddled behind the shattered pillar. Dark energy erupts, sealing his claim over their souls as crimson blood sprays the ground. The air trembles, the battlefield echoing with the finality of his strike. The king's lingering insecurity erupts as his mother's comforting words shatter, while the devil's merciless claim erases the civilians' futures, leaving the realm bereft of hope and fresh allies. The weight of loss presses on the throne, threatening to crush his resolve. The devil roars a fierce vow to confront the unseen enemy, brandishing his black flame sword as lightning cracks over the ruined courtyard. The sky ignites with dark energy, leaving everyone wondering who will survive the imminent, lethal showdown. The Emperor's magic collapses. The Empire crumbles in an instant. Xue Fan, the Magic Emperor, watches his aura flicker and die. His crown of demonic power shatters, leaving him exposed. The scene flashes between raw magic and the fallen ruler. This loss strips him of authority and forces him back to the Luo household. It shows the stakes. Without his power, the continent's balance shifts. The next scene introduces a stranger demanding answers. A cloaked figure steps into the ruined throne room. The figure's voice is low and cold. It asks, "Are you human?" The question hangs over Xue Fan. He turns, eyes narrowed, feeling the weight of the inquiry.
A single brushstroke of a Chinese character flickers on the wall, accompanied by a low, resonant hum. The sound reverberates through the chamber, drawing the attention of everyone inside. It signals a shift in the magical energy, as if a hidden barrier is weakening. This subtle cue warns that a larger threat is about to emerge from the shadows. The Mother Spirit's sacrifice looms in the next scene. A trembling voice whispers, "She won't survive." The Mother Spirit raises one egg higher, shielding it from the flames. She whispers that she cannot save them all, so she decides to protect only the single child. She presses the chosen egg against her chest, ignoring the scorching air. This act shows her prioritizing the last hope over the rest. The decision deepens the tragedy and hints at a hidden lineage. Her grim resolve leads to a fatal confrontation in the following scene. The Mother Spirit throws her body in front of the lone egg, using her life as a barrier. Even if the level Spirit Lion were to attack, the egg would remain hidden.
A Mother Spirit hurls her body over the lone egg, igniting a blaze that scorches its shell while a cloaked challenger steps into the ruined courtyard, forcing the level Spirit Lion to recoil in bright light. The sacrifice shatters hope as the Mother Spirit collapses, leaving the fragile egg blistered and on the brink of death, while Xue Fan watches the ember flicker, fearing the loss of the last surviving heir. Xue Fan stares at the level Spirit Lion's glowing flank, the cloaked figure's urgent shout echoing, and the ember pulse throbs beneath the ash, leaving the fate of the unborn child and the beast hanging in peril. The voice, the music, the pacing. You know it's top tier. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Grief erupts in Finger like a storm. He looms over the fallen thunder skylark, feathers clenched in his fists. Betrayal flashes, his past shattered by treachery. The Luo clan teeters, the heart demon mis-eyes the ruin. Finger swears the beast's raging aura will be his ladder back to dominance. The corpse hums, crackling with a route toward the heavenly tomb. Even now, his shoulders slump. Mourning still clings to him. Finger probes the corpse, still tasting loss. He glances at the broken clock, half an hour since the skylark fell. Inger steps forward, voice sharp. "Why linger?" She urges motion. Finger answers, "The aura pulses, still alive. It could birth a mustard stone, a lifeline for the Luo."
Finger mutters, "The chamber seems clear," while his gaze sweeps the shadows. A low hiss slithers from darkness, a warning hiss. A hidden spirit beast coils nearby, unseen. The hiss signals danger lurking within the ruins. A bright numeral glows on the stone floor, pulsing with faint aura. Finger stares, realizing it marks the 7th step of the refinement ritual. The glow intensifies, heralding the next phase. The mysterious count promises a breakthrough in mastering the revived spirit beast. Finger sets royal mustard stones onto the altar. Inger watches as a low hiss rises, then a crackling fire of raw energy spreads. The stones flare, merging with the spirit beast corpse. Heaven-earth nourishment swirls, refining the corpse.
Finger tilts the vial, amber aura spilling onto the egg's fissure. The liquid spreads, igniting a faint glow across the cracked surface. Inger leans in, breath shallow, watching the light pulse. Finger assures the infusion will finish soon, keeping the ritual on schedule. The egg's core thuds, accepting the energy.
Will be accomplished soon. The pulse strengthens, signaling the next phase.
Finger produces a thin illustrated manual, pages inked with stylized spirit beast rituals. He flips to a scene mirroring their scene, an ethereal beast glowing like their egg. Inger chuckles, tension easing briefly. Finger cross-checks the aura flow, ensuring no mistake. The brief comic break lightens the mood while focus remains on the crucial hatching. Finger pours the shimmering amber aura into the cracked spirit beast egg. A blinding violet explosion erupts, shattering the shell further, unveiling a raging blue fire core. Inger feels hope surge and terror coil as the egg awakens, promising the Thunder Skylark lineage's return. A lethal wind blade whizzes past, reminding them how fragile survival remains. The group now confronts the mystery of Finger's extraction from the corpse, while the newly awakened beast's volatile core threatens to erupt. Their fate, and the Heavenly Tomb's secret, hang in suspense. There's history here that most people skip. Don't be most people. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
You feel the weight of a shattered future as the ring ignites. The Thunder Skylark ring flares, and the seventh family's future shatters. Xie Tianyang storms forward, shouting that he is the future head, son of the famed swordsman. He declares he rejects any gift from Zhuofan. He threatens that even in death he won't thank Zhuofan. The confrontation sets the tone for a bitter power struggle. I am the future head, son of the great swordsman. I won't thank you, even in death. Xie's fury fuels the birthday argument. Xie Tianyang roars again, insisting he will not accept any gift, even if he perishes inside a beast's maw.
Zhuofan lets out a brief grunt, signaling reluctant agreement. Xie studies his face, then nods, saying he will accept the ring because Zhuofan's sincerity is clear. The acceptance calms the immediate conflict and locks the ring's transfer. I'll accept it since you're sincere. Their uneasy truce sets the stage for the next test. You feel the sting of betrayal as Ning Air erupts, shouting that even in death they rejected her gifts. She demands the three of them share everything they have. Xie Tianyang smirks, ordering her to face him and speak, then mocks her arrogance. Their clash shows the fragile trust among the trio, risking the mission's success. Xie Tianyang tells the group that exiting Qingming City guarantees safety. Zhuofan admits he failed to defeat the Thunder Skylark but secures its egg and two powerful allies. Ning Air and Leon listen, aware that the egg could be a game changer and the new allies might turn the tide. The promise of safety pushes them to move quickly toward the city gates. Leave Qingming City fully, you're safe. I missed the Skylark, got its egg and two allies. Now they race toward the gate, chased by looming danger. The group realizes the Thunder Skylark panics and retreats, unwilling to chase them. A voice declares they will still welcome the other party, followed by a brief, "Come." The reassurance aims to keep the alliance intact despite earlier doubts. I still welcome you. The promise sets up a crucial decision point as the city alarms begin to sound. Xie Tianyang corners Zhuofan in the Luo Manor kitchen. He demands proof of brotherhood, shouting, "If you are my brother, give me a face." Zhuofan stays silent, only a low MWW echoing from the nearby pet. The demand forces Zhuofan to reveal whether his hidden lineage is real, raising the stakes of loyalty versus survival. "If you are my brother, give me a face." The crystal orb flickers, scans, and lifts the relic, revealing hidden magic, while Xie Tianyang demands proof of brotherhood, confronting Zhuofan in a tense kitchen showdown. Zhuofan denies any brother, feels his reputation crumble, his alliances teeter, and his life hangs on the knife edge of Xie's blackmail. The hovering sigil pulses, the hidden artifact hums, and no one knows what power it conceals, leaving the trio poised on the brink of betrayal or salvation. The comment section doesn't lie. This community is insane. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and see for yourself. The Emperor's stare burns like a furnace, promising the Colosseum will swallow you whole tonight. 3 scar-red heroes stare back, their armor slick with fresh blood. Crimson sparks flare in the Emperor's eyes as he lifts his gauntlet hand. A vortex of black wind ripples across the sand-caked floor, scattering dust into the choking crowd. Every breath hangs heavy, each heartbeat a gamble without an escape. The arena's walls close in, turning every step into a razor-sharp choice. Their fate teeters on a single, desperate decision. The Emperor's next words drip with cruel inevitability, sealing the night with a deadly promise. The Emperor advances, armor clanking like a funeral march.
The grandfather leans in, voice low and demanding, pressing Finger for clarification. He asks whether Finger has acted against the clan during his absence. Finger stammers, his memory hazy, searching for any misdeed he might have committed. The tension spikes as the grandfather's suspicion threatens to expose hidden betrayals within the Shui family.
Did you do anything in those months?
Their exchange sets the stage for a shocking accusation that could unravel the clan's darkest secret. The grandfather's eyes flash with righteous fury as he points a trembling finger at his own eldest grandson. He declares that the grandson, not Finger, was the one who harmed the Shui gang, flipping blame onto the heir.
Kai confronts the group, demanding an explanation. He declares that they have angered the 7th ghost, his voice echoing with righteous fury. Rex confirms that Inger was spotted by the enemy, and that the Elder is already marching toward the Shui family. This revelation shows the clan's senior member is stepping into the conflict zone, raising the stakes for everyone. What do you mean? We angered the 7th ghost.
Inger was seen. Elder heads to Shui family now.
The Elder's arrival could shift the balance of power dramatically. You feel the cold certainty of death if you follow Finger. Rex warns that returning with Echo will lead straight to annihilation. Titan charges forward, his dark aura flaring as a blade sweeps low. Dust erupts, forcing the trio to dodge as Kai raises his hand to block. Kai feels the weight of the Shui banner. His rallying cry ignites hope while the threat of the Shui family's extinction hangs over him, risking everything for a shattered clan. Titan pauses, his unreadable expression mirrors Echo's, and the looming shadow of the 7th ghost looms, leaving the heroes teetering on the brink of annihilation with no clear path forward. You're not just watching a recap, you're joining a movement. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The kid unleashes a flash of power that catches everyone off guard. He darts forward, blades flashing. The opposing soldiers try to block, but his speed makes them miss. The kid shouts, "Quick! Move faster!" The enemy commander snarls, realizing their formation collapses. This shows the kid's skill is beyond ordinary cultivators, hinting a new threat.
Quick! Move faster!
The kid's speed forces Tion XL to step in. Tion XL arrives, his aura blazing like a storm. He looks at the kid and scoffs, declaring the gap between their realms is massive. He lifts his hand, sending a wave that would crush a mountain. Yet the kid barely flinches. Shui Yifan clenches his fists as the kitchen hearth flickers, feeling the heart demon misses restless aura pulse against the stone walls. He pulls the hidden system's interface into his palm, commands a crimson sigil to erupt, and the rune sears the floor, carving a protective barrier. The Miss's eyes widen, and the demonic echo of his former empire thrums louder, promising revenge against the traitorous disciple. The kid collapses, breath ragged, and mutters, "It's over." His voice carries the weight of defeat, yet a faint glow pulses from his wound, hinting residual power. The enemy forces lower their weapons, assuming victory. The kid's surrender buys time for a hidden relic to awaken. The kid looks at the advancing 7 family soldiers and shouts, "We'll be destroyed!" He sees the enemy's formation closing in, realizing his allies can't hold the line. The system flashes a warning to gather cloud data, indicating the battlefield's magical energy spikes. His panic grows as the data stream overloads his senses, hinting that the enemy's power far exceeds his current level.
We'll be destroyed.
The cloud data may reveal a hidden weakness. Inger rushes to Shui Yifan, grabbing his arm. She yells, "Grandpa, if you go one step further, I will harm myself before you." Her voice trembles, showing she fears his reckless push will trigger a deadly seal on her heart demon. The kid confronts the 7 family's commander as he publicly denounces Shui Yifan's lineage, demanding the surrender of the Shui family and daring him to wield the power on the spot. Inger trembles, poised to kill herself if Shui Yifan pushes forward, while Shui Yifan teeters on the brink of losing his ancestral honor and the lives of his allies. The commander's challenge hangs in the air, the looming Jianhou house promising annihilation of Ming Valley, leaving viewers on edge as Shui Yifan's next move could ignite an all-out war. For those who want the full picture, not just the highlights, subscribe to Manhwa with Hari. The giant hall mansion erupts, spewing curses at the Shui elders as the old master collapses. In the grand hall, the Shui elders confront the giant hall about Inger's forced marriage, each hunting for a scapegoat. The patriarch, two fledgling masters, and the seventh elder voice their dread. Their verdict could crush the Shui lineage or reshuffle power among the seven great houses. Arlo storms forward, eyes blazing, demanding the truth. Arlo steps into the council, stare locked on the assembly. He rattles the elders, demanding a clear scapegoat plan. Two junior masters drop to the floor, pleading with the patriarch, begging mercy and insisting they know nothing of the hidden masters.
A council member erupts. What? Startling the room. A rival snaps, calling him mad and whispering of a joint scheme with the old patriarch. The outburst tears at the council's unity, exposing fierce disagreement over the marriage bargain. Their clash sows doubt about the next move. Whispers about Inger's grandfather linger, casting a dark shadow over the upcoming scene. A young elder confesses he believed the threat was mere intimidation. An older voice retorts, "I never guessed you were serious. He's Inger's grandfather." The revelation ties the clash to Inger's bloodline, morphing a political wager into a personal war. Blood ties now sharpen the stakes of the power struggle.
A brash young master scoffs at the patriarch's complaint, reminding all that Yong Ming Valley ranks among the seven great houses. Their second-rate status can't demand extra conditions, he declares, noting the girl already belongs to another clan. His mocking tone forces the elders to concede the marriage without protest, tightening the clan's hold on the alliance.
Yongming is a top family. We can't demand more. Heh, so you just obey their orders, huh?
The next maneuver could betray the Shui family. The council erupts as the senior elder publicly declares Inger's 16th birthday marriage, binding her fate to a centuries-old pact and exposing a hidden alliance that could enslave the entire Shui clan. Inger feels her freedom ripped away as the Shui clan teeters on ruin, and a desperate plea for Ning Heir's love exposes the heartbreaking price of obedience versus rebellion. The elders glare at Inger, the council argues over the forged alliance, and Shui Ding Tian stands frozen, leaving everyone hanging on whether Inger will submit, defy, or ignite a war that could shatter the valley.
The furnace erupts into ruin, forcing the magic emperor to ignite his own soul. A booming command shatters the battlefield. "Drop your blades!" Brother Zhua and Brother Tianyang freeze, their chests heaving. The valley teeters on the edge of collapse. Their duel could have ripped the last thread of peace. The order silences steel, but the furnace's corpse still smolders, a ticking time bomb. "All right, you two stop fighting," the voice growls. Scanning the wreck, Brother Zhua spins his analysis into a daring scheme. Tianyang steps forward, his eyes locked on Zhua's schematics. "Your logic never fails," he admits, even when the symbols blur like ancient runes. Zhua counters, "Don't blame Grandpa. His duty drives him, not cruelty." He reminds Tianyang that the looming political marriage is a burden of honor, not a personal vendetta. The shadow of the arranged union looms over their departure. Cracked earth stretches beneath the sullen sky. The furnace's stone slab lies empty, a ghostly void. A faint parasitic sigil glows above the valley, pulsing with the seventh elder's hidden influence. Shadows of the heart demon linger near the Luo mansion, whispering danger. The scene crackles with unresolved tension, awaiting a new spark. In the clearing, Brother Zhua strides toward the broken furnace stone, eyes locked on the seventh elder's sigil etched into the ground. Tianyang snarls, "You're not a worm inside the seventh elder's belly." He argues that a master from the Tianshan realm could shatter the elder's hold. The accusation forces Zhua to reconsider their defensive stance, opening the door to a risky alliance with a mysterious culty Ivator. Zhua retorts, "I'm no host, but I can read the elder's thoughts." He reveals the elder has already judged the Shui clan's betrayal, plotting an imminent strike. The valley's ancient defenses may crumble under this oncoming assault. Their options narrow to confronting the elder head-on or retreating into shadows. The barren valley stretches, cracked ground, smoldering ruins of the furnace, a dim swirling sigil hovering ominously. The brothers exchange a silent farewell, turning away from the valley's ruins. Their parting marks the end of this clash and the start of a new quest toward the secret furnace deep in the mountains. Determination steals their hearts as they stride into the unknown. Brother Zhua steps forward, his face tense, and whispers a quick apology to Tianyang before turning away. The valley wind whips past ruined houses, carrying the weight of their next move. Their eyes lock, each knowing the upcoming decision could decide the Shui clan's fate.
Sorry.
A colossal black cloud engulfs the valley, merging with an ominous mass that heralds the furnace's rebirth and the Shui clan's master looming on the horizon. The darkness threatens to swallow all hope, but a faint ember of resolve glows within the brothers. Brother Tianyang bears his stubborn heart, feeling the weight of his willfulness. Zhua vows to repay him in another life, sealing their brotherly bond against the gathering storm. Their oath ignites a fierce determination as the valley trembles. Beneath a sky blackened by swirling clouds, the hidden Jianho house remains concealed. An unseen enemy looms, its power capable of shattering the brothers. Their next move hangs in peril, the valley's fate teetering on a knife's edge. He dares to clash with the Tianshan master inside the Bone Realm. Inger's fate teeters on his blade. A frantic message blazes into Zhua Fan's mind. A voice demands, "Can Inger, already gone, still rescue her clan?" He answers, "She can, at least for now." The urgency spikes. Inger's family trembles on the brink. For now. Zhua Fan's mind races toward his next strike. Zhua Fan and his comrades spar over dwindling minutes. One begs, "Can we hold out a heartbeat?" The other snaps, "We're already exploiting Inger as a weapon." Their words crack the air, exposing a desperate dependence on Inger and a ticking deadline. "You use me again." The courtyard falls silent, dust swirling under the Bone Forge's dim aura. Zhua Fan lifts his hand, a faint glow anchoring trembling ground. Inger clutches a pulsing talisman, eyes locked on the horizon. Together they brace the rapid growth rite, knowing a single misstep could end them. Their breaths sharpen as a distant Tianshan roar reverberates, heralding the clash. A shadowed watcher lurks, hinting at an unseen threat. A sharp voice shatters the hush. "Who said I'll stay idle?" Zhua Fan glares, refusing retreat. The provocation ignites his resolve to meet the Tianshan master head-on, despite the realms. His defiance signals a willingness to gamble everything for Inger's vow, cranking the stakes. Zhua Fan ignites a celestial blaze, transmuting Bone Forge dust into fierce light as the Tianshan master crashes in, spear flashing at breakneck speed. Inger rends her flesh, unleashing a surge. Zhua Fan trembles with dread, aware that defeat would crack their bond and doom the realm. A shadowy watcher sweeps the arena, motives hidden, as the spear's impact rattles heavens. The clash stalls, leaving the future dangling on a trembling thread. The god's form shatters, the empire's muscles reforge into diamond. Pain kills all. Li Jun explains the body-refining method. He says the technique lets raw magic material fuse into flesh,
turning a normal body into an undefeated one. He notes that the bones become as hard as iron after the process. This knowledge offers a chance to survive the looming war. Li Jun now readies the first stage of the refinement. Li Jun warns that the refining magic treasure will merge into his skin like 1,000 knives. He describes the pain as far worse than death by 1,000 cuts. He adds that a botched attempt will erase the form of a god forever. A sudden comic strip flashes across the page. The tiny scene shows a goofy wizard shrugging. "Look at the comic, folks." It offers a brief, absurd pause amid the agony. The joke lightens the mood for a heartbeat before the refinement resumes. The final stage looms, promising a body as hard as jade. Li Jun's breath hitches as the last wave of energy hits his core. He whispers, well, trying to steady himself. The refinement crushes his internal organs, replacing them with a diamond-like quicksand. When the pain ends, his entire frame shines like polished jade, immune to normal weapons. Shui Yifan erupts in a raw scream as the pain spikes. The heart demon taunts him, asking why he still pushes forward. Shui Yifan clutches his chest, refusing to stop. The demon's mocking question fuels his hatred for the betrayers. This exchange matters because it proves his will to endure the lethal refinement. How
come?
The following scene focuses on his blurred vision as the refinement intensifies. Shui Yifan's eyes blur from the searing agony. Dark blood drips from his temples as his aura flickers between red and black. His limbs tremble, but the refinement pulse continues unabated. No dialogue appears, only the visual of his body being reshaped. Shui Yifan delivers a crushing strike to his own torso, testing the refinement's limits. The blow cracks open a latent seal, confirming the technique's lethal nature. He watches the blood steam, realizing his flesh will rebuild into a diamond-hard shell. This revelation forces him toward the final stage, aware that any misstep means annihilation. The Demon King's army closes in on the Luo estate. Shui Yifan declares he will practice the body-refining method. He points to his finger, saying the technique hinges on that precise cut. He repeats that his only goal is to save the heart demon miss. The scene shows a flickering data screen labeled Cloud Data, hinting he's analyzing the method's parameters.
Shui Yifan slams his palm into his own chest, cracking a hidden seal as blood vaporizes into shimmering steam, forging his flesh into a diamond-hard shell that crackles with raw demonic power. He sacrifices his humanity, feeling the sting of betrayal and the weight of his empire's ruin, yet clings to a desperate hope that this brutal refinement will rescue the heart demon and restore his fallen realm. Xia Tianyang looms in the shadows, his eyes burning with demand, while the awakened heart demon roars, leaving Shui Yifan teetering on the brink of unimaginable power and a looming, unseen enemy ready to strike. The Shui guards vanish in an instant, leaving the magic emperor isolated as a covert coup flickers to life. Silent corridors echo with emptiness. No soldier dares advance. To the barren stations, the shifting balance a cold knife to his throne. Without the Shui's shield, his rule trembles. Shadows coil, poised to erupt.
You had your chance. Now kneel.
The courtyard stretches ahead, and the Shui clan's arrival looms like an incoming storm. The Shui mansion towers over the valley, its banners snapping in the wind. A breathless courier bursts into the courtyard, shouting Shui family. A hushed whisper follows. Something feels wrong. The elder enumerates the casualties. 3 grievously wounded, unable to flee. He mentions Xuaning Xiang, once hopeful, now lost. He admits his own failure to finish them, yet blames the injuries for the loss of both the Quicksand and the laden. The revelation underscores the massive resource drain and its crippling effect on the valley's power. He pronounces that the Shui family must atone with blood. The 7th elder's voice freezes the courtyard. Every Shui soul will pay for the losses. He orders the execution of every Shui family member. His command reverberates, demanding immediate obedience. The Shui guards scramble, hearts pounding, fearing death. The brutal edict reveals the valley's merciless stance on betrayal.
A wooden plaque hangs near the courtyard, bold characters displaying the remaining supply count. Adjacent, a faded banner bears the Chinese character for river, marking the valley's supply depot. The signs remind everyone of the limited resources at stake. Their presence foreshadows the imminent contest over the depot's dwindling inventory. The guard dog finally opens its mouth at its owner. The owner chuckles, calling the dog a new kind of pet, and pats its head, mocking its sudden voice. The dog's bark reverberates across the courtyard, startling the soldiers. The owner's laughter masks a hidden unease about the animal's newfound boldness. This moment flips the power dynamic between servant and master, and the owner's mockery fuels the dog's resolve.
Mira ignites a crimson sigil, awakening dormant Jingang sand, while Li Jun channels eternal magic. The courtyard blazes with crimson fire, swords clashing amid shattered stone arches, a storm of power reshaping the battlefield. Mira risks her fragile reputation, shattering the uneasy peace as the Shui guard trembles under the Seventh Elder's wrath, and the rebels' fury fuels a desperate hope for justice. As crimson fire engulfs the courtyard, the Seventh Elder's blade hovers over the Shui Patriarch, leaving the valley's supply depot exposed and the next strike poised to shatter fragile alliances. The Shui Emperor lunges forward, teeth bared, branding the intruder a wretch and swearing to crush him instantly. His finger jabs forward, muscles coiled like a spring. The challenger plants his feet, eyes twin daggers. Soldiers around freeze, lungs caught, waiting for the first body to hit the ground. The tension spikes. The Emperor exudes ruthless confidence while the foe clings to stubborn survival.
You wretch! I'm going to take you down right here, right now.
The challenger meets the glare, fire flaring in his stare, refusing to retreat. The Emperor advances, crimson aura blazing, a living sign of his third stage heaven cultivation. The arena, his towering silhouette swallowing the challenger's silhouette. The Emperor strides forward, eyes narrowing into steel. The looting furnaces awaken. He announces, their resurgence promising a cataclysmic cultivation surge for the Shui clan. He sketches a rapid seizure before rival houses can react, inflating the stakes for every power-hungry faction.
This means the looting furnaces return.
He soon forces a desperate bargain with a captive. The trembling captive pleads, use me as a looting furnace, but spare my family or I'll end it. The Shui Emperor cackles. You think you matter? You're merely a pawn. His cold cruelty reveals he'll crush anyone to claim the furnaces, endangering the captive's kin and forcing a fragile truce. The girl anticipates mercy, but the Emperor flips the board. He declares the duel ended, noting she cornered him, so he will spare her clan. She gasps, really? The concession rescues her family, yet the fragile truce trembles.
Forget it, let's say you win this round. You had me between a rock and a hard place. I won't kill your whole family anymore.
The girl's shocked reply forces him to honor his promise in the looming bargain. The Emperor concedes to spare lives, yet warns his game isn't over. The girl probes, why lie if I matter? His evasive answer hints at concealed motives, heightening tension. The Emperor pronounces the battle concluded, spares the girl's clan, and orders his troops to ferry Miss Inger to Ming Valley. In the shadows, the name Brother Zhao whispers, reshaping the simmering conflict. The girl clutches fragile hope, her clan's fate hanging on the Emperor's mercy, while his fury simmers, haunted by the brat's betrayal and looming failures. A shadow looms, the spirit beast that devoured the brat's corpse and Brother Zhao's covert scheme, casting the Emperor's true motives and Miss Inger's fate into dangerous uncertainty. The blood is already spilled. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari for the aftermath.
2 elders slain. The Valley Lord doubts the rising betrayal. The chapter opens with the bold title Magic Emperor, flashing across the page. A dark silhouette of Zhuo Yifan, the former demonic emperor, looms behind the lettering. He stares at a distant valley, his eyes burning with renewed resolve. The scene sets the conflict between his past empire and the declining Luo family. The master's next move hints at confronting the meddling girl. The group rushes out of the Luo mansion. Let's go. He leads the charge toward the valley entrance. Their footsteps echo on stone, drawing the attention of nearby scouts. The urgency shows they must act before the Seventh Elder's forces arrive.
A voice from the shadows pleads, "For heaven's sake, please book." The plea comes from the heart demon Miss, desperate to secure a record of the master's strategies. The master glances at the scroll, considering the request. The moment hints at a possible alliance or leverage over the Miss. The scroll may become the key to controlling the valley's fate. A sudden burst of fire erupts from the master's palm, scorching the ground. The flame crackles, revealing a new, raw power he has awakened. The fire's intensity signals his readiness to confront Shui Fan with overwhelming force. This display warns enemies that the master's cultivation is far from finished. The next scene shows Shui Yifan stepping closer to the eldest Miss, his hand hovering near the demon's seal. The Miss watches, her expression shifting from curiosity to concern. The heart demon pulses, its dark aura spreading across the floor. This visual builds the imminent clash between Shui Yifan's power and the demon's influence. The tension builds as the demon's presence grows. A sudden bang shatters the silence. A loud bang echoes as a wooden door slams shut, startling both Shui Yifan and the eldest Miss. The heart demon recoils, its aura flickering. The sudden noise forces everyone to turn toward the source, revealing a hidden trapdoor opening. You feel the master's smug confidence as he laughs at the heavens. He declares that even a master of the heavenly realm cannot lay a finger on him. He boasts his invulnerability, backed by the April Mordile spirit fire and his Jingang body. This claim challenges the celestial forces that have pursued him. It matters because if his claim holds, the heavens' retaliation may falter, shifting the power balance.
Even a heavenly master can't touch me. Ha ha ha.
The celestial master prepares a counterattack. The seventh elder steps into the valley's clearing, the area, and spots the master standing beside the forged Jingang body. Shui Yifan shatters the heart demon's binding with primordial flame, forges a gleaming Jingang body, and unleashes April Mordile spirit fire, confronting the seventh elder in a valley of silent danger. He revels in newfound godlike might, feeling the heavens tremble beneath his laughter. Yet the valley's cold hush reminds him that any misstep could strip away his reborn flesh and shatter his ambition. The seventh elder steps from shadow, eyes locked on the blazing phoenix, and as the April Mordile spirit fire erupts, a hidden, ominous power ripples, promising a battle that could rewrite the heavens. The UI is hiding something massive. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, and we'll figure it out.
The iron gate crashes down, echoing like a death knell and sealing his destiny, leaving his kin stranded in shock. Around the Shui Manor, a restless crowd swirls. Servants, nobles, curious onlookers. The young lady of the house steps into the courtyard, her silk veil snapping in the wind like a banner of hope. From Yuming Valley, a thunderous caravan barrels forward, its banners unfurled like thunderclouds. At the vanguard, the valley's top scholar grins, his mount kicking up dust. Behind him, the seventh elder Rex charges ahead, sword gleaming, spearheading the escort. This union is designed to tether the fading Shui lineage to the valley's might, a lifeline against impending ruin. Shui Yifan explains that the moment the seventh elder departs Qingming City, his brother Zhua and the conspirators gain a narrow window to act. He hints that the elder's exit opens a critical opening for their covert plan. Their success hinges on the precise timing of the elder's departure. When the seventh elder leaves Qingming City, Brother Zhua gets a chance. Brother Zhua's move hinges on the seventh elder's departure. Before leaving Qingming City, Zhuo Yifan orders his men to seal the Wanshou mountain pass using a concealed tunnel. He tasks Asher with keeping watch for any threat while he's away.
Zhuo Yifan narrows his eyes, pointing at the swirling aura and demanding a name. "Are you from the Jianhou Fu?" he asks. The warrior smirks, confirming his signature. The ninth form, free-flowing spirit. The exchange reveals the stakes. If Zhuo can decipher or counter it, his clan may survive the looming war.
I wield the ninth form, young master.
Zhuo weighs his next move carefully. The warrior snaps back, refusing any explanation. He scoffs at Zhuo's curiosity, warning him not to underestimate his power. He references bone forging and heavenly realms, then adds that a chasm separates true masters from mortals. This warning signals a boundary Zhuo cannot cross without severe risk, hinting at a possible fatal mistake. Zhuo throws his life into the fray to shield the bride, his pride clashing with raw fear, while the seventh elder's cryptic proclamation threatens to expose his concealed lineage, forcing him to weigh the true cost of his ambition. The warrior vows a crushing blow. The cracked jade amulet pulses with a dark light, and the enigmatic guest's sudden appearance suggests a hidden force that could swing the battle toward catastrophe. The looming threat of the warrior's strike, the ominous glow of the jade amulet, and the rare guest's secret motives converge, promising a disaster that could shatter the fragile peace. We all know you should be sleeping, but you're here. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari anyway. You feel the valley's blood feud demanding a sacrifice before nightfall. The eighth elder rides into the clearing where the elders gather. The faces sees the tension crackling like a thin rope. He raises his hand and announces that everything was smooth until this moment. His arrival stops the murmurs, and all eyes lock on him. The valley's fragile peace hangs on his next move.
We were going fine until now.
The eighth elder's presence draws a desperate plea for help with a wounded finger. The seventh elder spots the eighth elder and shouts across the crowd. Blood drips from his palm, a knife wound still fresh. The seventh elder raises his voice, demanding silence, and accuses the enemy of provocation. He argues that fighting on Yuming Valley's ground leaves them at a permanent disadvantage, no matter who wins. Tianyang replies that he already knows the elder's tactics and warns that the provocation is intentional. Their argument underscores the strategic dilemma of where to engage. Be quiet. They're provoking us on purpose. I know that. Already know everything. A sudden descent hints at a new player entering the fray. A silent scene shows the valley's tension lingering as the elders stare at the horizon. Deep within, a hidden resolve stirs, hinting that someone's heart still clings to hope despite the looming danger. A veteran points out that they possess an edge, but they can't apply it. He sighs, "It's a pity we can't make use of this advantage." Another replies, "That happened because we strayed from the plan." Their exchange highlights the team's frustration over wasted potential and sets up a need to adapt quickly. Their struggle leads straight to the mysterious card. A young fighter pulls out a palm-sized magic card. 9 glowing sigils flash across its surface. He declares, "This card is the key to our battle." The card hums, suggesting a latent power that could turn the tide. The elders stare, unsure how to integrate it into their strategy.
The figure lands, and the youth yells out, calling him Brother Zhuo. He acknowledges the seventh elder, noting they finally meet again and that this round will decide everything. Brother Zhuo's arrival brings a powerful new player to the valley, potentially shifting power away from the feuding elders. Brother Zhuo, seventh, we meet again. This round starts now. Brother Zhuo's presence promises a showdown that could reshape the entire valley.
A brilliant figure bursts from the sky, recognized instantly as Brother Zhuo, and his arrival forces the seventh elder to unleash the hidden reserve unit, reshaping the battlefield in an instant. The youth grapples with regret over abandoning his brothers, feeling his hope hinge on Zhuo's return, while the elder's desperation threatens to crush his lingering dream of peace. The sky darkens as an unknown force shadows Brother Zhuo, leaving the council uncertain whether the hidden reserve turns ally or adversary, and the battlefield trembles awaiting the next strike. New Manhwa, new chapters, same quality every week. Subscribe to Manhwa with Hari and make it part of your routine.
The cursed child cracks the bone-forging realm, shaking the entire empire. The chapter bursts open with the word magic, hovering like a thunderclap. The camera snaps to a fierce emperor Zhuofan, clad in gleaming armor. Behind him, the title Magic Emperor blazes, announcing his meteoric rise from humble housekeeper to world shaker.
Ha ha ha. Flying gear? Pathetic.
Finger swoops in, ridiculing the new equipment. Finger hovers over the battlefield, sneering at Zhuofan's gleaming flyer. He mocks the emperor, calling the contraption a joke, then snarls that the kid shattered the bone-forging realm with a single burst. His taunt underscores the dangerous ripple his reckless power sends through the sect.
In a flash, Finger activates his flight-granting gear, soaring across the arena and spawning luminous afterimages. His aura crushes the floor, fissures spiderwebbing beneath his stride. Elders stare, mouths agape, as his velocity warps the very air. The spectacle cements Finger's lethal mobility, marking him as a storm no opponent can ignore. His next strike could seal the cursed child's destiny. A trembling disciple darts to his master, gasping, "Master!" The master whirls, and the disciple erupts. It's Zhuofan, the Luo family's butler. He slaughtered Elder Yun and Elder Jin. The confession rattles the sect's hierarchy. It proves Zhuofan's concealed blade already felled 2 senior elders, exposing a lethal threat that must be halted.
A looming death blow hangs in the air. Finger's eyes flash with cruel delight as he steps forward, whispering, "One strike, eternal silence." His promise drips with cold confidence, raising the danger to a lethal apex.
One punch ends you forever.
Zhuo's hidden trap for Tianyang still lurks. Zhuofan bellows a Mandarin command, the words ricocheting off the stone walls, demanding immediate motion. His urgent shout forces every combatant into a frantic rush, tightening the battle's tempo. Brother Zhuo readies himself to intervene. A Luo disciple roars, "Brother Zhuo," as Zhuofan strides into the arena. The cry snaps the crowd's focus, instantly confirming his identity.
With a single, decisive palm strike, Zhuofan awakens the concealed rune beneath the stone. Flames of power burst outward, etching blazing sigils across the chamber, shattering the elder's fragile composure in an instant. Finger's deadly vow hangs like a blade over the sect, reminding every disciple that loyalty may demand a blood price, while Zhuo's confident grin masks a desperate gamble that could strip him of his very soul. As the sigils blaze ominously and the 7th elder teeters on the brink, the sect steels itself for a latent force ready to erupt, turning each breath into a perilous gamble. Sometimes you have to become a monster to kill one. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The surprise gift erupts, crushing the novice in a heartbeat. Zhuofan rockets forward, eyes ignited, screaming at the 7th elder, "You monster!" The elder stands stone cold, demonic aura crackling around him. Hatred crackles, each warrior poised to dominate. The shout fuels a personal vendetta. The 7th elder hoists the 4th demonic treasure, its dark chains already humming to bind the intruder. The 7th elder smirks, retreating a step, proclaiming he predicted Zhuofan's arrival and forged a cruel present. He gestures, and the 4th demonic treasure erupts, dark chains snapping tightly around the novice's waist. "Survive one day under this seal and you'll die," he snarls, the shackles strangling Zhuofan's freedom. Speed becomes his only ally.
In an instant, Zhuofan reads the 7th elder's trap, the scheme unraveling before his eyes. He crowns the elder's shrewdness, noting they are almost equals. The flash of strategic insight levels the mental battlefield, hinting a turning point. The elder laughs, unleashing his final, chilling threat. The 7th elder cackles, ridiculing Zhuofan's fresh insight. "Even if you see my design, the trap still snags you," he snarls, vowing to shatter him and erase his name. He jeers at the novice's former brilliance, questioning his sudden shift. The menace spikes, thrusting Zhuofan's survival into peril.
Even if you saw my plan, my trap still catches you.
The seventh elder watches, a cold grin curling his lips. Raising a hand, he scoffs. Heh! The heavenly realm's dexterity? He mocks Zhuofan, pointing out even the flying demonic treasure can't bestow the refined skill of heavenly cultivators. Raw speed alone leaves you exposed, he warns. The taunt forces Zhuofan to craft a strategy beyond sheer velocity.
Heh? The heavenly realm's dexterity?
Zhuofan now plots to fuse speed with a countermeasure. The living treasure darts forward, limbs flashing like blades. Zhuofan erupts, speed a blur that tears the distance. He weaves past the creature's strikes, each movement a gust of wind. The seventh elder watches, calculating, eyes flicking between the two. The flying demonic treasure erupts, limbs sprouting, humming aura blazing, morphing into a sentient monstrosity. Zhuofan roars, "You damned monster!" and charges, a blur of speed colliding with steel-sharp limbs. Zhuofan pits his pride against the seventh elder's scorn, proving he can evolve beyond raw force. The elder's cold smile hints at a looming threat, his missing dexterity, turning Zhuofan's confidence into fierce defiance. The living treasure lunges, blade-like limbs flickering, while Zhuofan's wind-blurred speed weaves a precarious dance. The outcome hangs in the air as the seventh elder's mocking grin foreshadows a deeper, unseen peril. The Emperor's seal shatters, the sky cracks, despair erupts. A robed figure steps forward, brandishing a strange sigil. He shouts, demanding the dexterity DFA master of the heavenly realm. The courtyard falls silent, soldiers stare at the challenger. The master lifts his hand, eyes flashing with ancient power. He declares the duel will decide the Empire's future. The tension spikes, everyone braces for the clash. The Magic Emperor now rises to answer the challenge. The Magic Emperor appears, golden aura enveloping his form. His presence pushes back the darkness lingering in the courtyard. He lifts the Emperor's stone, its light flaring across the sky. All eyes turn to the shining figure. Hope flickers anew. Zhu steps forward, eyes fixed on the shattered sigil. He places his hand on the rune and chants a low incantation. Energy flows from his palm into the ground, reviving the dormant power of the arena. A faint glow spreads, restoring the broken barrier. Zhu whispers to the lingering phantom, "You hold the seal." The phantom recoils, its form stabilizing into a protective spirit. The restored barrier now shields the seventh elder from further attacks. "You carry the seal." The spirit lifts, ready to aid the next assault. The arena lights dim as the revived barrier glows blue. The dragon beast silhouette looms above, wings spread wide, casting a massive shadow. Silo steps closer, voice low. He declares he will avenge his loss by killing them all. He adds he will strip them of every treasured item, every title, every memory. He promises to send them to the grave without honor, wiping their names from history. The threat shatters any hope of a clean exit and forces the fighters to brace for a total annihilation. The stakes rise as their very identities hang in the balance. The next scene erupts with a sudden shock that catches everyone off guard. An explosive burst of energy erupts from the seventh elder's hand. The surrounding air ripples, and a deafening roar echoes. Silos unleashes a heavenly realm technique, bending into a vortex of blinding light that slices the battlefield, forcing every combatant to confront a new, unfathomable level of power. Zhu feels his allies' terror magnify as Silos threatens to strip them of titles, memories, and treasures, while Rex's taunt fuels a desperate fire that could either rally or ruin their resolve. The vortex tears reality, leaving the eighth elder's allegiance unknown. The seventh elder's explosive burst suspended in the air, and every warrior teetering on the brink of annihilation. The seventh elder roars, summoning a massive dragon that coils above the arena. Zhuofan darts forward, his lone strike cracking the Empire's future like glass. From the shadows, a cloaked figure in white steps forward, proclaiming himself the master of the heavenly realm. He raises a hand. Raw magic bursts from his palm, searing the sky with blinding light. The dragon's thunderous roar echoes, a promise of a deadly clash. Zhuofan grips his blade, every heartbeat knowing this strike will decide everything. Now, the elder's dreaded demonic mask seal looms over Zhuofan. As the dragon dissolves into mist, a towering stone altar emerges, its surface scarred by centuries of blood.
The seventh elder narrows his eyes, questioning whether Zhuofan's newfound softness can tip the scales of this brutal duel. The seventh elder leans forward, voice dripping with sarcasm. Will your concern for that child sway today's outcome? He argues that even a ruthless Shuafan would command his fear. Yet now that softness shines, it fuels his confidence. The challenge pierces Shuafan's resolve, raising the cost of protecting the girl.
That may be true, but will it change today's result? Even if ruthless, we'd fear you, now you're soft.
The seventh elder sneers. You little brat. Luna darts across the moonlit courtyard, a sealed scroll clutched tight. She thrusts it into Jua Yifun's palm, murmuring, "Unlock the Ember Gate." Yifun ignites the parchment, ancient demonic flames roaring, scorching the encroaching darkness. The heart demon miswatches, eyes widening as the fire reshapes her cursed sigil. In an instant, the crumbling pillars of the Luo Manor burst into radiant light, heralding the magic emperor's true power reborn. Shuafan feels his chi flicker, a sudden drain sapping his strength. "It should have devoured my life by now," he shouts, realizing the demonic mask seal is still siphoning his power. The grim truth forces him into a race against time, needing to counter the seal with his own demonic fire before it finishes the kill. He steels himself, ready to unleash a desperate counterstrike.
The seventh elder bellows, "Eighth elder!" A cloaked figure storms the arena just as Luna thrusts the scroll into Jua Yifun's palm. The Ember Gate ignites, blazing flames colliding with the dark vortex of the demonic mask seal. Jua Yifun watches his chi ebb, the seal draining his life essence, yet he refuses to abandon the terrified girl. He vows to sacrifice his own survival for her safety and to keep his brother's promise alive. The Ember Gate blazes, the demonic mask seal devours his chi, and Jua Yifun teeters on the razor's edge between salvation and annihilation. The enigmatic Eighth Elder watches, his presence hinting at a darker agenda that threatens the entire arena. One blow could cut the Emperor's head, ending absolute power instantly. The seventh Elder steps onto the courtyard, eyes glowing crimson. Jua Yifun, reborn as a housekeeper, stands in his servant robes, clutching a hidden demonic talisman. The crowd watches as two legends face each other. The Elder's aura dwarfs the palace, promising a fight that could decide the continent's fate. Jua Yifun's hidden power still waits. The seventh Elder raises his hand, chanting a dark mantra. Energy spirals, forming a vortex of black fire. He declares the technique, amalgamation of heaven and hell. The blast erupts toward Jua Yifun, scorching the stone floor. Jua Yifun raises a protective shield, his demonic core humming. Titan references the legendary strategist Zhuge Liang, fearing the reborn emperor could outshine even him. He warns the young demon that his power may surpass the seventh elder's own legacy. Titan orders the emperor to brace himself for an unprecedented assault. This highlights the magnitude of the conflict and sets up the final power display.
Zhuge Liang pales before your terror. Prepare yourself.
The elder's fist crashes into the ground, sending a shockwave that shatters nearby stones. A fallen warrior's body collapses, and a voice yells, "Rest in peace?" As the corpse hits the earth, dust and blood rise, covering the battlefield. Jua Yifun watches the devastation, realizing the elder's power can erase anyone in an instant. The sight fuels his desperation. The next scene flare with raw demonic energy. A blinding crimson light erupts from Jua Yifun's core, outlining the fifth demonic treasure symbols. The energy ripples outward, forming sharp, black tendrils that clash with the elder's own aura. Sparks fly as the two forces meet, creating a vortex of dark fire. The battlefield trembles under the sheer force. Shui Yifan ignites a blinding crimson core, fifth demonic treasure symbols flaring, as black tendrils erupt to collide with the seventh elder's shockwave fist, turning the clash into a searing vortex of light and darkness. Shui Yifan's defiant shout pierces the battlefield, his resolve burning as he risks annihilation to prove his body matches the legendary weapon, while the seventh elder's contempt threatens to crush his very soul. The elder's snarling promise hangs over the shattered ground, his next move unseen, as Shui Yifan's crimson aura flickers, leaving the outcome teetering on a razor-thin edge of doom. The seventh elder falls, his death casting a nightmare over every fleeing soul in the valley. The chapter bursts with the bold title, Magic Great Butler, flashing across the page. It reveals that once a magic emperor, Zhuo Fan now serves as a humble housekeeper for the Luo clan. The new label signals his forced demotion and the stark shift from empire building to domestic chores. This title frames his looming struggle. Zhuo Fan's first decisive move trembles on the horizon. Zhuo Fan charges forward, brandishing his staff in a single, decisive strike. The blade slices clean through the looming menace, ending the immediate danger in an instant.
A bitter ha escapes the seventh elder as his life ebbs away. Zhuo Fan kneels beside the fallen sage, voice heavy with grief. Elder, you were once a pillar of the kingdom. To see you fall like this is a tragedy beyond words. The elder mutters a curt before collapsing. The lament fuels Zhuo Fan's resolve to honor his promise to the Shui family. Jim snarls, "That wretched Zhuo Fan, killing the seventh elder is enough. Why steal the finger too?" Zhuo Fan raises his voice, declaring, "We will bring the wounded back to Jian Hofu for treatment. From now on, the Shui clan will become a subsidiary of Jian Hofu."
Jim watches Zhuo Fan turn his back on the city, confusion etched on his face. "Where are you going?" he asks. Zhuo Fan points, "Our earlier agreement demands we part ways now." The question forces the group to confront their next step, a treacherous journey into the valley's shadows. A younger Shui child clutches Zhuo Fan's sleeve, pleading, "Brother, take us with you." Zhuo Fan acknowledges the child's desperate request, but reminds them of countless unfinished tasks. The child's insistence highlights personal ties, pulling him back into the Shui family's plight, adding emotional weight to his decision. Zhuo Fan warns, "Traveling with me is perilous. My power is still weak." Zhuo Fan abandons the city, stepping onto the battlefield as the thunder ring flares, while the monstrous beast erupts, claws tearing the earth and the blood-red sky igniting. Jim watches his brother's silent oath fracture their pact, betrayal and loss flooding his heart as the younger Shui child clings to hope. Zhuo Fan's resolve begins to crack under the weight of unfinished vows. The thunder ring glints ominously above the battlefield, the monsters roar promising a devastating onslaught. Zhuo Fan's departure leaves his comrades exposed, forcing a desperate gamble for survival.